And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Three Brothers. No, wait, Two Brothers and a Shot of Milk. Lawrence is out here, celebrating not only Father's Day, but his birthday was this week. So,
Yep.
happy birthday to you, young sir, and happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Chris.
Thank you.
We are Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. We got, as I just mentioned, Chris St. Victor. We got Jack Walker Pearson. And then myself, the main man himself, Rich. We are here to talk about comic books, superheroes, movies, toys, and so much more. And thank you for rocking with us. But real quick, little housekeeping. Let's just start it off at the beginning. You'll hit that like, that comment, so throw a little comment down. Just give us a thumbs up, a heart, or maybe just a middle finger to me. I don't know. It don't matter. Just let us know that you're here in the building. And subscribe. That's more important. Just small motions for you, major thing for us. Appreciate it. We are here to talk about was it The Boys, right?
The Boys.
We talk about The Boys episode 1 and 3. But before that, gentlemen, how was your week? What are you watching? What are you doing? What are you reading? What are you playing?
I watched Hitman this week.
How was that?
You know what? It was surprisingly good.
Oh,
okay.
I mean, it's Richard Linklater. This guy is just, a tour de force director. He tells really good stories. And I enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. And the lead actor co-wrote it. And so he's kind of really showing off his diversity and acting chops in the thing, which is nice. I was surprised. It's kind of like a rom-com, and it's not really what I tend to watch typically.
Rom-com.
But
okay.
Isn't it based on a true story?
It is loosely based on a true story, for what it's worth. Yeah, it's about, not to give anything away, but it's about a guy who works with the police as a fake hitman. And basically, you get his contact and you call him to, hit someone for you, take a hit for you. And so he helped make all these arrests on people who are looking to, have people deleted. Are we allowed to use the K word? There's so many regulations on YouTube.
I've been seeing people stray away from it.
Say deleted. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's what the movie's about, and he ends up. It was rom-coms are excellent. Corey's in the house. ETC in the house. I see you
Going
guys.
on. What's going on?
In the chat today. All right.
Rom-coms are excellent. Don't all negative.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But glad you're joining the feed today. So I watched that. I highly recommend it. And if you got a significant other, or you just feel like getting your smile on, it's not a bad watch. Hitman. It's on Netflix. And then I watched.
Terminate's good.
Yeah.
I watched the self promotion. I watched Chris and Lawrence's review of their top Batman films, and they're nuts. Spoiler alert: their number one is what? Come on,
the Batman, of course.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert: their list is nuts.
What would be your number one, Jack?
Probably Dark Knight, man. Dark Knight's like definitive the best Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, you're arguing semantics now, because this is where you're talking top. That was in the top 3 for all of us. So, we're not saying we're not. I wouldn't say we're nuts. We just have a little disagreement, because it's not like we picked Dark Knight as number 11 or number 8 into the top 3.
Wow, what is going on here?
F you, Jack. Careful, boys. I will defend rom-coms. French rom-coms is where it's at.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Wow. And it was nice while it lasted. Nah, but it certainly wasn't your number 1 or 2.
Yeah, I know it was. But yeah.
So I watched that. I'm gonna have to delete my subscription to their channel after it, though.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I mean, don't do that. Just Chris, what's going on with you? What you been doing?
So I had 2 kids knock on my door the other day,
You had 2 kids?
knock on my door and
Oh, I
say,
missed that
"Hey,
part.
we're fans of Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk."
No, you did not.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. I did. So long story
all right.
short, because I have my multiple screens, and then I have like LED lights in my desk,
Mm.
they were being nosy and they saw toys. They thought I had a huge gaming rig. Like, can we see your huge gaming rig? I'm like, it's not a gaming rig, it's just work. But I just have toys and lights around work. They're like, oh, I was like, but you can follow my channel where we talk about all this stuff. And then they came back this was a couple weeks ago. They came back the other day and they were like, oh, we're huge fans. So that's good.
Oh.
So shout out to the guys on Starlight. Keep watching, keep reaching for those dreams. I want to show you guys this too. My
Keep
Father's Day
reaching.
card.
Wow.
Hey, look at that.
That's dope, right?
Yeah.
And then this is from Bashi.
Okay. Little
Yep,
baby Yoda.
yep. And then I printed out the new tank I designed, the new
Nice.
GI
Oh,
Joe
all
tank.
right.
So it should be good. This was a 2.5 day print on this, and then I have the gun pods that slide into here that will fit in here like this. They slide in, and then I have the roof that goes on like that. And then once all this stuff gets peeled out, the wheels will fit in here like this. So it should be
Huh.
cool. Yeah.
Tanks don't have wheels, Chris.
It's a utility vehicle, but
Okay.
this design will be free on Thingiverse. So look up Way Bad Trad on Thingiverse. I'll upload it. So if you want to download the tank that I designed for GI Joe, feel free to download it. All
Now,
yours.
does bigger prints like that usually take that long? Or
Yeah,
yeah.
it takes time. Yeah. So I have two of these pods here. These black pods here. I hit my mic. These black pods were like a 10-hour print.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This was a 2 day and change print. The actual this part here, and then I have accessories, and then the big wheel. I put the wheels and the chair on the inside. That's fit together, but you see the chair on the inside.
Yeah.
Accessories. That was like a 10-hour print too. So there's some time in here, but I mean, I run 3 printers, so
Amazon was 3.
yeah. I have this one. I have one over here and the one underneath. The first
Amazon
one.
just had a big sell on 3D printers. I
I
think
mean,
they were,
if you
they're
guys
talking
aren't
like
printing,
14K printers now.
so they have the
Yeah.
Bamboo printer that actually prints multicolors. So this is not cleaned up yet from the supports, but this is my canopy, right? So what
Yeah.
I could do if I had the multi printer, it would print like my outside frame. Like I want that silver, and I could keep the glass black or whatever.
Wow.
So
Oh.
it could print all the stuff in different colors. So it's pretty cool. That printer's like $1,200. The printers I have here are only a couple $100, but they get the job done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
1200, 1400. That's it's out of my tax bracket right now. Okay. Anyway.
What
Oh,
about
my
you, Rick?
weekend?
How
Yeah.
was your
Thanks for checking in. I wasn't really doing much. I just gaming a little bit, catching a couple wins in Warzone with the fellas. What else? Oh, Starfield. I got back into it. They put out a new download, new update, I should say, and we got mods now, people. We got mods in Xbox. So I'm out here modding it up. I'm about to make my first M class Starfighter and terrorize the galaxy. Um, what did I read? Didn't read anything. Watch obviously The Boys, and then I listened to a book that my friend put me on, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and it's pretty dope. I got that on Audible, listened to that at work, and I think I'm gonna keep with the series. It's like 2 more books, and I got 2 more credits, so I'm gonna keep on with that.
Nice? Look at
You
you,
gotta,
Rick.
you
Getting
gotta,
closer.
you gotta tell them what the book's about. It sounded pretty
Oh,
cool talking
I
about
mean,
it.
its book is about it's a distant future. Pretty much, the man is now spacefaring, and there was a colony on the moon, and there's a colony on Mars. These are the 2 main ones. But a colony on the moon decided, oh, wait a second, we're going to kind of annex ourselves from Earth and become our own little society. And that's pretty much what they did. And considering that they have all the resources and all the resources that they're mining throughout the galaxy funnels through the moon first before they go to the Earth, they became powerful and, quite frankly, more powerful than the moon. And with that, there are now caste systems. There's genetic engineering and all types of wild stuff. So there's now caste systems. So people that are poor are really poor, and they don't even know how poor they are. And then the people that are really rich, and then you got your warriors, you got your brainiacs, you got your genetic engineers, and there's a whole bunch of different caste systems. Everyone has a place, and on the top of the totem pole, on the top of the pyramid, are the golds. And your story starts with a red, who are miners on Mars, get mining the energy source that the Earth the humans use to power all their ships, and he is now trying to become a gold, infiltrate the gold so that he can take over the system and topple it. Pretty much what is that? So
You
yeah,
said there's 3 books in the series so
yeah,
far.
there's 3 books. Yeah, I finished the first one, which is Red Rising, and there's 2 more. Pierce Brown. Check that out if y'all are ever into listening, because I just don't have time to be reading like that anymore. Like you work so much, but when I'm working, I can always pop an earbud in while I'm
Audible's
fixing
my
something.
word. I swear by it.
Audible. Like I started listening to stuff maybe like 4 years ago. It was like podcasts. I was listening to stuff on YouTube, and then after a while, I just got into Audibles, and then I was like, "What am I doing with my life?" Like I
Mm.
could listen. I went back to the Halo series. I read just about all the books on the Halo series. I got them on the shelf down there. And I'm just like, let me just get back into this. Audibles. If you got yourself a Prime, I believe it's included in Prime. If it's not, I think it's like an additional like $12 or whatever.
Yeah, it is, and you get X amount of credits per month.
Yeah. So that's all I do. I read one, or I listen to one book a month, and. But now I got like 2 credits because I've been listening to those for a while. So I got 2 credits stacked up. So now I'm gonna just grab these 2 books and have a great time. Nice 14 hours to burn through.
There you go.
Gentlemen, I forgot the joke.
We go.
Chris, fire up the Overlord.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. We're going to a robot overlords. Hey, Alexa, tell me a Superman joke.
Superman walks into a restaurant. The manager whispers, "Dude, costume night's on Tuesday."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's someone?
I came up with a few. I came up with a few jokes.
What you got?
What you got?
Let's see if this is any better than that one. Okay. Wait, I don't know. Did I? Okay. Here's a joke. Why did Batman make Superman hold 5 cows above his head?
Why?
Because he wanted to raise the stakes.
Ah.
Okay.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna definitely hit that one. All right. Jack, it's obvious amphibious, big tires. We're talking about the 3D print. Yeah, Jack, obviously, Jack.
Obviously.
We got
What does it cost? I mean, I only use 3 colors, so I use red. I mean, realistically, it costs a couple dollars. Not even. It's like it tells you how much filming you can use, and you can divide it by the cost of it. But realistically, it probably costs me $1, $2.
So you're using filament, not resin.
Yes, I use filament. Resin is a different process. Resin will give you a more like a better finish.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's more work. It's extra steps. You got to use alcohol. You got to dip in alcohol. It prints reverse, and yeah. For me, I'm a filament guy.
What's what's more durable?
The resin can be brittle too. Really, if you print ABS, is really durable. But the problem with ABS is it gives off fumes, so you can't print it in an enclosed space. You can do like carbon fiber lace filament, so that it's still filament, but it's a lot stronger. But what I found out, a lot has to when it comes to strength, which is a big issue, especially when you're making toys and not like statues. What you want to do is the orientation of how it's printed. So like this is a tire. So if it's printed starting like this or
Yeah.
starting like this, it changes the way it's how strong it is, and the print is not solid. So what you have, it's printed like looks like a hexagon inside,
Okay.
like a honeycomb inside. But you can change the infill. You can change the thickness of the walls of the infill. So I make these walls thicker, so it's stronger for play. So it's a lot of stuff you can do in the driver when you go to print in your slice when you go to print it to make it stronger.
All right. Nice. Very nice.
Well,
A
thank
little
you.
technical out there. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Still waiting for Space Marines to go. Yeah, Space Marines 2 looks pretty good. To be honest with you. Like your little Gears of War. That's for your Warhammer fans out there. I'm assuming that is for this is a little bit back here. That's for Chris's print.
Yeah.
Someone enjoyed the joke. I'm not sure which one, but the joke.
It's probably Jack.
Oh, okay. Jack, yeah. All right. It was
Good
Jack.
save, Jack. Yeah, there it is.
All right. And yeah, we got a thumbs up from Pops. Thank you, Pops. Well,
Thank you, Pops.
no, thank Jack Pops. All right. So from there, we're gonna jump in the car, right? We cruising. In fact, we're gonna jump in the all-terrain vehicle that Chris just printed up. We're gonna run through all the stop signs. We're gonna run over all pedestrians' vehicles, not pedestrians, because we don't want to run over people. We're gonna hit the corner, and we're gonna make our way to the collector's corner.
It's show and tell time.
I don't have a sound for the show and tell.
Way to be on the cues, Jack.
That car just crashed.
Gentlemen, this is where we show our collections.
It's done. Happy Sunday.
It could be sentimental, like in Chris' case or Jack's case, actually, or it could be something that Chris just made, like his all-terrain vehicle, or you could just bought it like 5 days ago, like me. Gentlemen, what do you have?
I'll go. I want to show one of my Father's Day gifts.
No, what you got?
Alfred.
Is that Alfred? Yeah.
Oh.
So you know what's funny is you would think an Alfred figure wouldn't fit well, but it's so needed when you have it set up in your case. And a figure like this, like if you bypass it, ignore it, I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth a ton of money down the road because it's just something that people overlook, and I think it's gonna be awesome. So I have a shelf up here that's all animated series guys, and it's gonna go up there behind
So
my.
McFarlane's pumping out all these animated series figures now.
He is
7-inch scale though, right?
Yeah, they are 7-inch scale. The only one that's a 6-inch scale is the Batman 66 is 6-inch scale, but the animated series it's straight up McFarlane.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I'm hyped for it. Thanks, Jack.
I didn't show you guys the my crack magazines, right?
Sorry, we don't do drugs over here.
Okay. All right. This. I pulled out a couple of the superhero themed ones. So I was just laughing. I came across these the other day when I was cleaning up. So back in our time, I think they're still printing them, the Mad and Crack magazines. Okay. So this was around the time when DC and Marvel, joined forces in the Amalgam series.
Yep.
Yeah. So we had, so we had all this stuff going on. Superboy's a newspaper guy. Spider-Man's in undies. I gotta take better pictures of these, but he shoots like a pimple. He shoots like a pimple plus on Spider-Man.
Oh man,
just
what?
Disgusting. It's like super pimple pus. And then, I don't. If you guys were on Instagram, I posted that Superman versus Hulk fight. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out. Chris, Rich, I think I sent it to you. The Superman versus Hulk. It's a fan film, and it's spectacular. It's honestly surprisingly good. The CG in it, and they even put the S on the back of the cape.
Attention to detail. You know why? Because it's fans that make it.
And I'm sitting here going, the reason why all these movies keep saying they don't do it is it's hard and unnecessary. But I'm like, this fan film, it looks great. It looks spectacular. So anyways, here's Hulk fighting Superman fighting Hulk. Let me see how it resolves itself. Oh yeah, he tickles him. So check this out. He tickles Hulk.
He tickled.
He tickles Hulk Gucci Gucci Goo, and he turns into Banner, and then he just mollywops him.
Wow.
Super hit on Banner. And then you got what is this? Wolverine and Lobo. The thing's hysterical. I gotta take better pictures and send it.
That's cool.
And then you got Batman's just angry, beating up on like Archie and them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Archie
Yeah.
deserved it.
You recognize these guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I'll take better photos. I'll try to put them in the chat, or maybe I'll drop them on Instagram for anyone who's following that account. So anyway, that's my show and tell. There's 3 of them, but I know it's kind of hard to see what's going on when I'm just kind of holding it up to the screen like that.
That's cool.
That's
I love 90s style is awesome, man.
Well, that's that classic 90s X-Men kind of cover.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
And what do you got, Craig?
All
Rich, what are you showing?
I mean, you know, I'm showing things that I've been holding on to for a while now.
Oh, look what Corey brought up.
What the Cody bro? Hold on. Giggle show and tells. I mean, you know, just keep it in your pants. All right. Count the Batman. Oh yeah, can't have Batman without Alfred.
That's true. It's true.
And Superman just chilling, Jack.
He's just chilling.
Here's a question. Almost dropped my water. Nice. I want a full, articulated, delicious, and dungeon. Yes, action figure with real cooking action. Do they exist anywhere? I don't think so. I don't know.
You know
I
who's
would
got
have.
a surprising anime collection is actually Target. Target is
Yeah,
dropping.
but you have to go in the back, right?
You got to
Yeah.
go to their collector's section, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's where I got my. That's where I got my Goku. Right.
They have statues.
They got statues. They got
of
Gundams.
Delicious Dungeon, but I'm not seeing any like articulated figures. I'm seeing a couple statues that look cool. Figures and toys.
That's the gateway. You get statues, then you get figures. So give it another year or 2.
Yeah, it's all statues over here.
Yeah.
I'll
Anyway.
real cool. Yep.
So my show, the last one for the the blackest night, it is Firestorm. I'm sorry, Deathstorm.
Is this the last one you need?
This is the last one I need. Comes with the head
Build
and the shoulder.
Atrocious, right? What's his name?
Yeah, atrocious.
Yeah, I know he's an Injustice game. Rich's dedication to the build a figure is none other. If he buys a figure, he's buying no matter how terrible the figure that figure's cool. But no matter how terrible the figure he has to buy, he's buying it.
I only got 2. This is going to be my second one. The first one was the Tri-Head Sentinel. Yeah, okay. I really don't like him that much. I'm gonna be honest with you. But he just sits up there with my with my other statue, just chilling.
I was gonna build the Plastic Man figure that comes with the lightning blue Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you only need 4 figures. And I was, obviously committed to the Superman, and I wanted the John Stewart, so I was like, that would put me 2 figures down. And then I was like, nah, I'm not committed to that. Like Rich.
The only build a figure I did was the Mr. Freeze from the movie set, but that's because I bought all the figures together and then Mr. Freeze came.
Well, if you need an extra set of legs.
Oh, that's right. Oh, which one did you get?
Whichever one came with the legs, probably some Superman.
It's probably. I think it was Batman that came with the legs.
You're trying to cook with the action articulation. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. You can check and start print your own stuff if you want.
Yeah. Some of these printers are wild. I saw a guy print out a Charizard that moved and articulated and it like sat down or sat up, but it also lays down.
Really,
it's pretty cool.
Some people get really good. So I'm just learning how to. I use Tinkercad. I don't use any of the expensive design software because I'm just beginning. but some of the guys they do stuff where it articulates in place. Like some of the stuff I have here, like this, uh, uh like this RoboCop.
Nice.
You print it standing up, and
Yeah.
it's done. You take it off, and that's it. Like he's articulated, like he's moving in place, which is pretty cool.
Looks
It's
so
got
good.
as much as some of those new Mattel figures.
Yeah,
Yo, ETC, I feel like I remember that opening credit scene in the Superman 3. Superman 3, honestly, got to be one of the underappreciated Superman films.
Superman 4 was Quest for Peace, right?
Superman 4 was kind of ended up being trash, unfortunately. Even Christopher Reeve said that. Of course, he kind of said the same thing about Part 3, which is more a Richard Pryor vehicle. But it's got some good scenes in Superman 3.
Part 3 is the one where he fights the Sun Man, or is that something?
No, that's Part 4. Part
That's
3
Part 4.
is the one where he fights himself in the junkyard, and they fight a pseudo version of like Brainiac. It's the supercomputer thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one where he flies around the world and he kind of like messes up buildings and stuff. And the Eiffel Tower guy's like, "Oh man, I just got the sculpture," and then he refixes the mistake on the Eiffel Tower right when the sculptor guy's like, "Oh, come on, man, I just made it all straight."
Okay. My time is too precious to task myself with things. No, not going to be printing my own toys. No artistic temperament for that. Super 3 was the best.
And
I'm
you say
Superman
that,
3.
but then I don't know. You say that, then you get into it.
Three?
I spend a lot of time on meetings that I should be paying attention to when I'm either painting or printing or assembling. So it's good for anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's a 24-hour print, it's not like you're sitting there watching it the whole time.
Yeah, you just let it run. You just check and make sure it doesn't fail on you.
Or blow up or catch fire.
That's the bamboo printers that supposedly that's been happening with those multi.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, wood is flammable.
They want you to buy one for $1,400, though, right? $1,400 worth of something burning my house down. All right. Anyway, let's move along because Chris got to go soon. Let's try to get past this news. I had a bit on here, but we'll keep it short. Let's get into the news.
Job breaking news.
The news.
All right. So check it out. We're gonna go boom for Jack. This is for Jack. I got this specifically for Jack. Yo, did you know Donald Duck is about to be in What If?
Really?
He's coming back. He's coming as Thor. What if Donald Duck comes Thor?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. You want to hold on?
Well, Disney's been doing a whole comic book Marvel thing lately. The mouse owns Marvel.
It would be kind of cool if they did it in like the the Looney Tunes short style.
Right.
Nice.
Here we go. Right here, you got a couple covers right here.
I want to see.
Yeah, Disney has Marvel, and they're trying to pay more attention to it. And
that's
are you buying the
Beta Ray Bill cover right there?
Yeah.
Are you buying
So,
the
did you see-
McFarlane Donald Duck Thor when it comes out?
Well, they still need to make one, McFarlane doesn't necessarily do Marvel figures, Chris, and two,
like he did those. He did a bunch of Disney figures.
Did he? What Disney figures?
He did the Aladdin figures. He did a bunch. They had a whole run of Disney figures.
I believe it.
Yeah, and they were set like same scale, same points of articulation. I don't think it did that well.
Well, that's why no one really heard about it. Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine, Xbox rated R MCU movie is tracked to be breaking records upon opening weekend. And are we really surprised about this? They're projected to make between 200 million and 239 million in its opening weekend.
What are they basing this on? Like pre-ticket sales?
Yeah, more than likely pre-ticket sales right now.
There's actually a big. Go ahead. Sorry.
According to the box office, the Quarium, via deadline. Monitors movies 6 weeks ahead of release, and yeah, so probably pre-ticket sales as of right now. So with pre-ticket sales,
Huh.
and then what they estimate what they'll pull in during the box office. So,
There's
yeah.
there's a pseudo controversy going on right now with the new Deadpool movie.
What
So
are they saying?
Wolverine's in the Deadpool movie, and Marvel Studios in the credits are giving a co-creator credit to Roy Thomas right now,
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
causing a stir because for the last 50 years, Wolverine has been credited to Ramada, um, two other guys, two big powerhouses who created half the Marvel characters are credited for Wolverine. But they're giving credit to Roy, who was the editor at the time, I believe, and had come up with the idea for a Canadian character and then sent it off to the people to go make the character. And so the original three people are all passed away at this point. So their families are kind of upset that they're adding Roy to the credit list because they're saying it tampers with the legacy of the people who actually created the character and story and stuff. But it's an interesting one, and people are actually pretty upset about it. But I think he did come up with the name Wolverine, and I think he did come up with he wanted him to be Canadian, which I'll say the Canadian part isn't really reflected in a lot of the content.
That's true. No one goes, you know what? That is a strictly Canadian thing, eh?
Exactly. Yeah, it's not. It's not really. And certainly no Canadian actors have played the part. So anyway, that's a bit of news. People are
Uh,
angry.
yeah, a little angry
But
towards.
it's not like the Bob Finger thing, like Bob Finger. That's a big controversy
Oh
with
yeah.
DC about Joker and who created him and stuff. And Bob Finger clearly played a big part in it. They're saying, but that's not exactly the case. And here, his job was editor to spitball, come up with stuff, and make tweaks. Anyway,
Okay.
Interesting.
Stuff that I know nothing about. We had something for Lawrence, but he's not here, so we throw that away. We throw this one away
no,
as
let's
well.
hear it.
Well, I mean, My Adventures with Superman is getting a season 3.
Why, I don't want to hear that. Look at this dude right here. You're gonna
Have you
just
guys have you been watching it?
No.
yes.
I haven't either.
Yes.
I haven't either. I
My
like
Adventures
season one a lot.
with Superman is good. It's pretty good.
It wasn't good enough for you to mention that you watched it this week.
Oh, that's true.
So let's move it on. So rumor has it that Venom, Venom, the Last Dance, will finally introduce Eddie Brock's greatest villain, who is Null. Rumor is, again, these are rumors, that Null will be introduced, even though the first trailer was kind of campy and funny and blah, blah, blah. They said the next one will probably get more serious. And they're
Wait.
saying that this movie that's coming out is going to be more horror based. So we might be getting Null.
We know whatever it's gonna be. It's gonna be a banger. So
Wait.
I'm not
Who's
worried.
the greatest villain? I'll tell you right now. If it's not the King in Black, and it looks like this is the King in Black with no King in Black, it don't make sense. And Pipe Dream has something to say to y'all.
What are you gonna
Pipe
say?
Dream
Pipe
say?
Dream?
Pipe Dream said, "Y'all are nuts because Superman season 3 is where it's at. So stop hating." Also,
If you say so.
C23 says Alaska's got Wolverine.
They got
Wolverine.
do they?
do they?
One more thing trying to kill you in Alaska.
Huh. I never know. I thought Wolverines were like in Africa or Australia
no,
at least.
Wolverines are like I know they're in Canada. They're both. I mean, so they're super nasty and they're like fearless and stuff like that. So I see where they got it from, but
I don't know why ECC is vomiting, but Pipe Dream says Venom sucks balls.
Look, pipe dream.
Listen.
I know you
Listen.
haven't watched the Venom. Pipe Dream.
Wait. To clarify,
Listen.
he says big hairy balls.
Pipe Dream hasn't even seen the first Venom. I guarantee it. I can put money on it. Pipe Dream hasn't seen the first Venom or the first Top Gun, so don't come at me, Pipe Dream.
What does Top Gun have to do with the Venom?
I'm
All right.
just saying, Pipe Dream doesn't watch the stuff he comments on.
Yeah, Chris is saying go on unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the news.
That was
Let's
the
go.
news.
That's the news.
I got one
Oh,
more.
you
bit
got
of
news? All right, let's go. Come on.
Let's see. What's one more bit of news? There's one more bit of news. Hang on. I made a note on something. Did I make a note on something earlier?
Okay. So Chris does have that heart out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go on. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it up.
All right. So that's the news. Let us get in to the debate, gentlemen.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Is that Jack?
That's Jack. Yeah. What you
Man,
asked last week?
He can't copyright us now.
He run a professional operation here at Three Brothas.
Sure, that's not accurate.
Easy now. All right. The debate. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. The debate, pretty simple. Since we're watching The Boys, I just asked, if you were shot up with Compound V, I wrote down shot. Wow, autocorrect. If you were shot with Compound V as a child, right, as a kid, as a young little baby Gambino, what would your superpower be? But remember, there will be real world consequences for your superpowers. So you're not genetically altered. You weren't cloned and experimented and picked and chosen. You were just given Compound V while you were in the nursery at the hospital. Or maybe your parents shot you up real quick. What's your superpower? And remember, we are going to hit you with real world consequences on that. Okay?
Quick sidebar. Pipe Dream, very vocal in the chat today, coming out of left field. Is there Blade news we're missing?
I didn't see any.
I don't know. Probably
I just remembered the other bit of news I was going to say. Rich, did you see they're dropping a new Dragon Age game?
Oh, I didn't see that yet. No.
They're dropping another Dragon Age game, and it looks sick. And what's so funny about that is we were just talking about it a couple weeks ago. Like, when is Dragon Age going to get another game? Well, it's coming out.
Okay.
And it looks pretty good. It's like Rise of the something. Everything likes to rise.
Everything rises.
Hey, yo.
And the Blade news is that Muhammad Ali says this delays with the craziest thing he's experienced in his career. So just more delay on
Surprised he's
Blade.
sticking with it. Like,
well, you know, the industry's not exactly on strike right now, but there are the IATSE contracts are supposed to be signed. And so what's going on in LA at least is there's almost no productions going on. There's very few productions. I think there was like one Netflix show shooting in all of LA.
Interesting.
Really?
It's very slow in the industry right now. They're trying to like strong arm. Director, Pipe Dream says the director actually left the project. Geek Fusion TV in the house. Yeah, he's jumping on that board.
I thought he left a while ago.
Just lost their second director, so no directors. Well, look, if they're looking for a director,
I mean, we got Jack Walker Pearson here, and then we could have Lawrence St. Victor's Blade, and then Christian Rich. I don't know.
Rumors that Wesley Snipes going to make an appearance in Secret Wars. That's fun.
I can make sure the snacks get there. You know.
Well, Wesley Snipes should be making an appearance in the Deadpool movie. Everyone should be making appearances in this Deadpool movie.
Yeah, they really should be reaching out to everyone on that one. Whether they can afford everyone, who knows? But we'll see. All right, gentlemen. So what y'all got?
So let me ask you
powers?
So this is grounded in the Boys universe, right?
Grounded in the Boys universe, yes.
Okay, so then I'll go first. This is an easy thing. You know, Homelander is pretty much a god because he has invulnerability and super strength. That's what I would take, and I would just be the next. I'll just be the next Homelander because you guys know
No,
I'm very close to being evil.
you cannot be Homelander because
You get one
Homelander was genetically engineered. He was in a lab. They made him how he is.
You get one power, Chris, not
Alright,
7.
One power.
super strength,
Okay,
super strength because super
just
strength would
super
make
strength.
you
But
almost
they all technically have super strength for the most part.
yeah, but they're all slightly stronger.
Uh,
I'm
He said-
talking super strength because
Okay,
let me-
here's the way the debate's going to go. You get to choose your power, but we get to choose your downside to the power.
what's my downside? That
The
whenever I
downside of the power is you have no regulation. It's not like you can dial the volume up or down. You only have super strength 100% of the time. When this guy opens the door, the whole house is
ripping it
coming
down.
down.
Yeah.
When this guy goes to clapping cheeks, obliterated.
And now you're clinically depressed, living in the woods because you can't live around people because you might hurt them.
or I'm just
He's the strongest man in the world for no reason. When he goes to open a bag of chips, that whole thing is just crushed.
But then if I find a if I find a super powered chick that can take it, that can
Wow. So you're just running through chicks just until you find that one.
I find the one
Wow.
that can take more than one pump, and I'm like, oh
Wow.
I love you.
Wow. That's problematic.
But he's not super fast. So when he gets in a car and closes the door, that whole door is coming apart. This guy is big for nothing.
That still sounds awesome. I'm still with it.
Does it? Not being able to regulate your power sounds awesome. You just hurting everyone around you, destroying everything around you.
Yeah, that's about right for the boys' universe.
Well, Geek Fusion and I are on the same page. If I'm getting one power, I'm choosing super healing factor all the way. Genetic healing factor. That means I can run faster, not super speed, but I'm healing. My body's healing itself as I'm going. I jump harder, punch harder. I get all those things because my body's constantly healing. And I get a super high metabolism goes with that. So I'm eating everything I want to eat well into my 80s because I'm looking like I'm still 20s.
But the problem is you have to eat constantly because you can't control your metabolism. So you're constantly burning.
So you have to spend so much time
just eating. You're just sitting there eating the whole time.
It's just eating.
You're stuck to an IV or feeding tube. Like you have no choice because if you stop eating, then your body starts eating itself.
Then your metabolism eats itself. It essentially cannibalizes yourself. That's your downside.
It's a downside, but I'll take it. I'm living forever.
Living forever at the table, just eating. Keep feeding me food.
Keep feeding you.
Do you think like real good food eventually loses its taste?
I don't. You lose the taste for it. Like it'll still taste the same. You just because there's things that I like to eat, and if I eat it too much, I'm just like I don't want this anymore.
Well, but
it still tastes the same.
I can vary it up. I mean, a good slice of pizza is still a good slice of pizza.
Yeah, but then what are you doing to make all this money? Because all your money is going to go to food.
I can do genetic testing on me. They can do like pump me full of whatever. It's going to heal.
So you're a lab rat.
I'm just saying if I needed to donate blood, it's not like I'm not making extra.
So you're constantly so 50% of your wait time is eating, and the rest of the time is getting lab tests so you can pay for the food so you can just sustain and be alive.
I could be a pro athlete. I could be a boxer or something.
Yeah, but you still have to be able to hit hard.
Yeah,
but I can hit so hard that I destroy my hand in a blow, and it's going to heal itself by the time I need to throw the next blow.
That's not really a problem. Boxing,
that's not.
Yeah, that's not fair. I didn't say it was fair.
The only thing you can take shots, but you're not going to score any points.
But look, I mean, listen to Rocky. Listen to what Rocky says. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can be hit and keep getting up. And sir, I could be hit pretty hard and keep getting up.
That's true, but you just lose on points.
What is happening?
Tired of all this mess, man. What's going on? Tired of this mess, man.
What is happening right now?
Tired of this mess, man.
He could not stand to not be involved in the conversation.
I was celebrating Father's Day with my family, and I said, you know what, this is crap.
Forget this family.
I said, forget this crap.
This Father's Day is crap. I need to
wait. Happy birthday, man. Can you show us your shirt? What are you rocking?
Oh, yeah. Man? Well, speaking of Father's Day,
nice.
I got this.
It says out of this world, dad.
Right, that's not
Nice.
accurate, but
Oh,
Nice.
And it came with a sticker.
nice.
Super dad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, not to hijack your segment, but my
Yeah.
sister got me this for my birthday. It's a representation of me,
Oh, that's
Wow.
dope.
That's
That's
Shay,
dope.
cool.
and
Racist thing I've ever
Christian.
seen in my life.
Well, where are we?
We're at the debate.
Oh yeah, and Chris, I was watching. Chris chose Homelander, and you guys took a poop on all of it.
No,
then,
Chris just wants to be super strong. He tried to be Homelander, but I said you cannot be
I
Homelander because
cannot. And
Homelander
then
is specifically made to be Homelander. So you're just a kid
Yeah, you get
in the
one
room.
power.
Yeah,
So he said strong.
strong.
So like
you get
Soulja
it. You
Boy?
get
He's like,
injected
wait,
with Compound V when you're born. Like most of the superheroes now they got Compound V when they were born
Right.
in the nursery. So you get your power. You're not genetically made like Homelander was. So your power is your power, good or bad.
So
What
Lars,
is it?
he's like you in college trying to eat a bag of chips. Yeah,
Is that actually a
you
thing?
can call
What?
that.
Super strong, no
The
control.
show just got watchable. Thanks, Corey.
Wow,
What do you say?
the disrespect on that guy.
Yeah. Yes, I love Corey. Listen, man, Corey. That's my.
Can we
that's my
ban
mission,
people
dude.
from the chat?
Absolutely not.
We
Matter of fact,
absolutely can. Actually,
no, we cannot. So Chris chose super strength.
Yep.
What did
Jack chose healing ability, but the problem is that to be able to keep up his healing ability, he needs to eat 50% of the time he's awake.
I don't
and he
know why
can't
that.
keep up with it.
Oh, you
Well, you
guys
have
just-
to keep up your
he's
metabolism.
he's constantly eating. There's going to be downsides to your power. So Chris wants super strength, but he cannot regulate his strength. So anything he try to do, he just destroys it. So
Why
I
would
said
you
he's
want
just
that
going to
power?
he's going to be in the woods,
Why would you want
clinically
that
depressed
power?
because he can't be around people because he'll hurt
At
him.
all. You can't have relations.
Well,
Well,
I
according to him, he
on
will.
that.
He'll try. He's just going to run through until someone can
run
actually
through till I get more than one pump in, and then once I find the one who can take it, that's the one I'm marrying.
Shattering the
That
forest.
sounds
One
terrible. Wait, that sounds awful.
They're all awful. This is the boys' universe. They're all awful.
Rich, what did you
No.
choose?
What did I choose? I was going to say teleportation. Actually, no, I'm going to stick with teleportation.
So what would the downside of that be?
He
He
doesn't
tells-
actually get to choose where he's landing, and his clothes don't travel with him.
Yep.
Clothes
So
do
he-
not travel
So,
with
so
you.
he
That's for sure.
teleports. He teleports, but it's always ballparky and definitely not accurate. And
Like
no
around-
clothing, no
around
wallet,
the
no
area.
clothing, no nothing. Can't take
And you
anything.
know,
with
there's times you teleport, you halfway
Wait,
to
wait,
the
wait.
wall.
And the other thing is, so he also has the problem that Nightcrawler has. He smells like farts when he gets to
All right, I'm not teleporting through hell. All right, no, I would limit the range of my teleportation. I don't need to do no like wide,
You would
across
have
the
to.
state. I'll be like, teleport across the room to grab the thing that I wanted to get to. I don't
Right.
feel like walking.
But he can't like teleport to the pizza shop because when he got there, he'd be naked and have no cash.
Or you just teleport in, grab the pizza, and
It's
teleport
a
out.
useless power if you can't bring your clothes with you. It's just useless.
Well, I mean, that was Huey's powers when he shot up that
Yeah.
Compound V.
That is true.
Exactly.
Etc. said time travel would be a great superpower.
Yeah, but
Again,
then this is the
Then you
boys'
can
universe.
mess up everything.
Everything.
But
You
here's
destroy
the deal about your time
space-time
travel.
continuum.
Wait, here's the time travel. Your age travels with you. So if you go backwards in time, you might end up a fetus or
So you can-
glint someone's daddy's eye. And if you go forward in time, you could be, 100 years old.
Wow. So basically, you can only really time travel within like 20 years, depending on how old you are. He says same goes for immortality. I think immortality would be scary to have. Can you imagine
Yeah.
being able to live forever and
Okay,
you
but
actually
here's-
outlive the Earth? So
but
you're
here's
just
the
floating in
caveat.
Just
abyss.
floating in space.
Oh, that's
Here's the
scary.
problem with immortality. You don't stay young, though.
That's like
I hate Jack.
For about-
Jack is
For about
terrible.
100 years, you're just going to be in your bed.
Yeah,
You
you
just
just be
get
pooping
old.
on yourself and horrible.
So under these restraints, I guess my superpower would be. Jack, what did you choose again?
Healing factor.
But you have to eat all the time.
That was what they put on me.
Why is that bad? A lot of people eat all the time.
No,
That's
yeah,
right.
No, like he has
his
to like
metabolism's so high
continuously eat.
that if he doesn't eat all the time, he gets atrophy and he'll start to devour his own muscles and end up killing himself.
Face
they'd
of
be healing
bow.
itself,
That's what immortality gets you. Face of bow.
His
We
face
gotta
of
look
bow.
into that might be a deep cut, a deep nerd cut.
Yeah, we're not that deep. Yeah, then I'm going with super smart. Make me like Sister Sage. I'll be super smart.
Did you want to be like? Because she seems depressed.
Okay,
Yeah, she's
but
really-
You can be depressed without being smart, Rich.
Here's
True.
the downside.
True.
I'm gonna take mine with a bowl of intellect.
All right, here's the downside to super smart. Every time you add intellect to your brain gets a little bigger.
You're like the leader.
Oh, this is terrible.
You're like,
No,
what's doing?
the people have powers in the boys' universe without these crazy side
Yeah,
effects.
but they didn't have us putting side effects on it.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Massive head. He can't even get through doors without having to turn sideways.
I mean, well, he could hang out with Chris. Chris could just rip the door where he's open for him.
that's
This
it.
is terrible. If I had time travel power, I'd be going about things like Reverse Flash. If I had enemies, I wouldn't even fight them. I just go back and make sure they never existed, etc. Do you have enemies? What is going on?
Who hurt you, etc.
Doctor Who. Face of Bow from Doctor Who. Man, I don't want that. I don't want that super smart power. If you can make my head the size
you
of
can't
an
do
egg.
that.
It's the
You
boys.
got it.
That's
You got
It's the
it.
boys universe.
You got it.
It's not the boys' universe.
Or you get a little
It
bit
is.
of time inside your penis.
You're like, hey, big head Lawrence.
That will make
Hey,
you
big Ed.
That woman can control blood, and she don't got no side effects to controlling blood. You just head popping.
Head pop. Yeah.
She don't got side effects. She just
No, she did have side effects. She did have
killed the
side effects
parents.
because before, she killed the parents.
She couldn't
when
control it, but she didn't have side effects.
I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
No,
Yeah.
Who came up with it?
Nah, you big head Lawrence. You can't take it back.
I'm going.
Yep.
I'm going back to Father's Day. The absolute worst. Always outlive those you live while getting old. And yes,
Yeah.
I mean, that would be immortality, but you grow old with it. That'd be terrible.
That would be terrible.
You'd be a blob.
Yeah.
Just be like,
You
just by a million years. What does
you
that
be,
even
you
look
be
like?
in so much pain constantly and you can't die.
Constantly.
Terrible.
That is terrible.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, we
how,
all lost this debate. This debate was terrible. It's
Like
all
even-
terrible.
I think Jack
terrible.
won.
Yeah. Because
Like,
I get to eat all I want.
He gets to
I-
eat
I
all
gotta-
he wants.
He just eats, but
Yeah,
then
but
how
then
is
the
he
other
making
guy,
money?
He's doing lab tests. He's doing lab tests to pay for.
Oh,
the
that's
food.
right. Yes. So
So
you just
I
elaborate.
donate blood.
Wait, what's his power again?
Healing factor.
Healing factor.
Healing
So I got
factor.
super metabolism. You know?
Right.
Healing factor. So I
So
can jump stronger, run
Why-
harder.
Why do you run faster?
Because my
Nothing.
ligaments are going to heal themselves as I'm
He
destroying
runs
them.
slightly.
No, but like,
slightly faster
but
than
how
average.
does healing quicker make you,
You
run
still-
faster?
You still gotta get that
if
pain
anything,
first.
if anything, Jack, you're weak as hell because to build muscle, Chris, you have to break it
Hey,
down.
don't come at me because you got a
but if
big
you can
head.
never break his muscle
He's
down,
looking, he's attacking
Yo,
me.
He's using
so
his
angry.
intellect
you
on
can't.
you.
He's
I'm
going,
using my
you
intellect,
have
my
your
brain's
robot.
getting bigger. Come on, it's like
Another 2 pounds to his head.
But Chris, right? If you can't damage your muscles,
You gotta
if
tear that muscle so the fibers can build.
But if he can never tear them in a workout because they heal too quickly, he's not going to be any bigger or stronger. If anything, he'll start to lose muscle. He'd be in a
That's right,
constant state of like not being able to, like his skin would be like baby soft because like it'll never like scab me. Like he'll never go through the things we need to go through. He'd be like a little infant.
Yo, you should be talking to Marvel about the logistics of their Wolverine character.
Well,
This is the boys' universe. So
this
that
is the boys' universe.
Yeah.
It's always so. No, it's not. No one has side effects like this. This is terrible.
No, they got a bit of side effects. I mean, you look at Splinter. He can't.
Splitter.
he gives himself pink
He
eye.
can. He's multiply. He's multiple man pretty much, but he has
Yeah.
to take his clothes off. Otherwise, he just rips his clothes. He literally rips apart.
If I can, so you're saying like, why can't I just take my clothes off to use my super intellect? I'll take that side effect.
What do you
I'll take that side effect.
Butt naked with giant head.
I got a question for you.
No, I'm
Hold
not a
on.
giant. Hold on.
Let me think about that.
It's either I get naked or my head gets bigger.
Hey, easy.
Hey.
Easy.
Quack
Jack's a
and be both.
vampire lab rat. You would be a vampire lab rat.
Thanks.
All right, listen. No one wins, and I purposely made it that way.
Yeah, it's a good
No,
time.
I think
though.
I still win.
I think Jack. Jack wins because you guys gave him the least side effect. He just has to eat.
Yeah, but he has to pay for that food.
He can eat junk because he's just gonna heal. He's not gonna get sick from eating McDonald's all
He
day.
has to eat. He's not gonna
He
pay
still
for
has
it.
to pay for it. He's eating so much that he cannot stop eating.
Jack has a job. He can afford McDonald's all day.
We don't know if he has a job at this
I
point.
could go to Sizzler. Man, they got that all you can eat salad bar.
Oh no, they're gonna kick you out. No soups allowed.
How much does he have to eat?
A lot.
50% of the time he's awake, he needs to be eating.
Or what happens?
Or he'll atrophy and he'll start to destroy his own muscles and organs, and he'll die.
Even if he doesn't need to heal from anything.
Ramen all day. I like the sound of that.
He said that he had this metabolism.
Lawrence knows. Hear his words, Jack.
Come on, man. What are you guys, best friends? Get out of here. Get a room.
We are best friends. Hey, relax. We do have a room. All right. Jack wins. Yes.
I'm still happy. I'm still just destroying stuff.
Like, you're just in the woods by yourself.
But you don't know a woman's touch, Chris. You don't know a woman's
I do know a woman's touch.
That one time.
And my touch is the last thing that they ever know.
Wow. Holy. So let's
and who says I have to stop after they explode?
Oh,
okay.
Wait a minute. Let's
he just leave.
Let's let him chill for a minute. Yo,
Rich.
Wow.
What kind of show are you hosting here, Rich?
So anyway, let's go ahead and forget all this. Forget everything that he just said. Let's go on to the main event.
I would have to work as a food critic. They just pay me to go eat their food.
No, you'll be a food tester. You'll be sitting in a lab. It's like, hey, we got some new burgers that burst in your mouth with flavors of onions and I don't know.
So are you guys
pepper
saying,
jack cheese?
Are you guys saying Jack's powers not only heal him, but they keep him alive? So if he doesn't eat, it's not just he just won't heal from something.
The fast metabolism will destroy his body.
But even if he doesn't need to heal from anything, he still needs to eat all the time.
Yes,
he said that he had the metabolism thing. He threw that in. He could have just went like, I could just heal really fast.
Oh, Jack, you said metabolism.
Right, because I want to eat whatever I want to eat as much as I want to eat without looking like
forget it.
There we go.
That. I was trying to save you. You added that in.
There we go.
Chris has been evicted, but he's back.
I'm back.
But he's in the bottom corner now.
He is in the bottom. Chris, they'd lock you up and you have to register.
Oh, Chris is probably loving it in there.
Time
Like,
I move.
Who's coming over here? He'd be in prison, just like
no jail can hold him if he's super strong.
No jail can hold you. That's true. That's very true. Anyway, and he'll be a registered sex offender. But anyway, let's move on.
And moving on.
I'd be a murderer, not an offender. Let's get that straight.
This will probably be our last cast. So
it was mad consensual until you just destroyed her.
Right, exactly. She knew what she was getting into. But,
what did she? What did she?
Look, to get the chance of being with the Saint Victor.
We gotta.
No, don't put that on me. Don't put that on my family. Don't put that on our family. This is all you.
So sorry for anyone watching this.
Yes, moving on.
All right. Let's rein this in. Listen, we're here for the main event. All right, we are here for 3 episodes of The Boys, season 4. Okay, let's transition. All right, we're off for the debate now.
Thank goodness.
All right. We're here for season 3 or season 4 of The Boys, we're talking episode 1 through 3 because that's what first dropped, right? The first 3 episodes.
Yep.
IMDb, a group of vigilantes set out set out to take down corrupt superheroes who abuse their powers. That's pretty much IMDb.
That's
Uh,
season 1, 2, and 3.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. That's
This is why I'm glad that season 5 is the last season.
season 5 is the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, how much of it are you going to do? Like, how far are we going to go with this?
Well, so I'm halfway through the second compendium, which is like the trade, but
Mm.
I don't know, man. There's
The
a lot.
comic isn't very
No.
good.
No,
This
it's
is
not
where
that
the
good.
show is better than the
A
comic.
lot of
book.
shock value for shock value in the
Yeah,
comic.
the show is
But,
way better.
Non-spoiler,
Show is
felt-
shock value for shock value half the
right?
time.
Yeah.
What?
Corey, you gonna get us canceled.
I felt like it's getting very repetitive, and I love this show, but I felt like. I mean,
Are we doing spoiler free or?
I
This is
guess we're doing spoiler free. Okay,
like,
so
yeah,
Chris,
I liked it. It was fun still, but it's getting repetitive.
I agree. I feel like I guess this could be my review for season 3 as well. Like,
Yep.
we're coming up with the reasons for the big bad to just not be bad, and it's prolonging something that doesn't make any sense anymore.
Right.
So although I enjoy these characters, I love this world, it feels like we're slowing down the story just to milk more episodes.
I mean, it feels a lot like season 3 with Stormfront. Like you're creating this alt-right. It's just a modern alt-right movement. It's the same formula.
But I can rock with season 3. But by the end of season 3, it's like, oh, Homelander crossed the line, and now in season 4, we're kind of like going backwards a little bit instead of like going forward with pretty much like Injustice, Superman.
Yeah.
It's like we've kind of gone backwards a bit.
But it's not even so. That's my spoiler free. Also, is I like this content. It checks a lot of boxes for me, but it's not just the overall story is repetitive right now, and like the lead character, it's even the auxiliary characters are doing the same story arcs that played out in season 1 and 2 now.
Yeah.
Spoiler, no real spoiler, but Kumiko and Frenchie are redoing story arcs they already did.
yeah.
Spoiler alert: the only character that I'm really invested in is only 2 characters. Spoiler alert: it's the son and I forgot his name. The Super Speed, the Flash, A-Train.
A-Train.
They're the only 2 characters where I'm like,
the only one on a different.
A-Train is Queen Mo from Queen Maeve from the other seasons, defecting the same way. It's
all right, so let's spoil this thing.
Wait, Rich, what's your take? What's your take?
No, I'm on the same boat with you. Like, you can only shock me, but so much at this point. Like, I've seen booty holes. I've seen.
Have you?
I've seen when you're in the blue collar field, like people do things that's kind of weird. All right, I'm being honest. All right, listen.
I thought you were about to say something. When you work a blue collar job, you might see some booty hole.
All tact is out the window. Sometimes a dude will moon you, and it's just like, okay, why are we doing this? Oh, it's funny, but you go on with the rest of your job.
He mooned you and spread them.
Sometimes they'll do it.
What?
It is what it is. What do they say? Boys being boys. Yeah. Like,
happy
one
Father's
of those
Day.
Happy Father's Day. All right.
So for those of you who don't know the content, the boys, and I'm assuming that's not the majority of you, but S, for example, if you don't watch the boys, it is explicit content.
Very explicit.
And it's explicitly made to shock people who like comic book content. So the show is going to Sage in the house.
Sage.
Oh Lord, exactly. The show is going to pseudo absorb some of that as we're talking about it. So we apologize up front, or at least I do.
Is anyone else creeped up by Homelander always holding his son's hand? I'm not actually. I'm not.
I was
not in that. Like, not in that way.
Dude's like a 13-year-old. Like he don't want
to. He sees him as his son. He's really embracing him as his son.
Yeah,
and he doesn't know how to be his. He doesn't know how to be a father, so he does it. And
That's
it's
true.
also,
Okay, I'll give you that. Yes, because he never actually had that
Right.
experience because he grew up in a lab. I'll give you that.
And his son is genuinely terrified of the world right now. So whenever I see him holding his hand, it's like they're in public and there's cameras all over him. And I almost take it as he's kind of shielding him, but also like smile, stand up straight. I think it's over.
I mean,
it could be overbearing, but I wasn't creeped out.
Shielding him, but also he's throwing him out there. You know,
Absolutely.
he's putting him
He's
in that
not. He's
spotlight.
not a good father. You know,
Nah,
he's not a
I
good
think
person.
he's doing.
But
I
he's
think in
not
his
the
head,
worst father in the world either.
He's not.
He's trying. He's albeit misled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Sage character in the show. I think she's an interesting take on a super genius. There's no like mustache twirling, or she's not Sherlock Holmes smart, but she's super subtle in the script.
She's smarter than Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, she's smarter than Sherlock. Yeah,
But she doesn't act like Sherlock Holmes content. You know, like Sherlock Holmes gonna walk in and you're gonna let him monologue about everything. She doesn't do that at all. She's very quiet. She's very
because she hates that. She hates all that extra talking and whatnot. Like she's smart. She knows she's the smartest person in the world, right? And the smartest person. Got to make that clear. And she knows it. She doesn't. She. I mean, you saw the way she lived. She didn't want to really be out in the world like that. She kind of just stays to. She's like a hermit, pretty much.
Yeah.
She stays to herself, reads her books, and just like.
And whenever Sherlock is like monologuing, he's figuring it out. Like she already had it figured out.
Right.
What I'm question about on that though is she's so smart. You can see her maneuvering the chess pieces, but then people keep doing things that are like Homelander's Homelander, and eventually he's a wild card and he does his own thing. But if she's so smart, she must know that
I think it's all part of the plan. What I love about Sage is that Sister Sage is like, because this show is definitely it's a take on the extreme right? It's extreme conservatives,
QAnon,
right? And Sister Sage can be looked at as, oh, this is your kind of like that black kind of Candace Owens, all right, but she's not. She's like super aware. She's super woke. She's like, as a white man, you're never gonna listen to me. It's like she's super aware of her surroundings.
Yeah.
Yet she's playing the game. And she says you'll be like Caesar, and he loves that. But we know what happens to Caesar. This is all part of the plan. This is all part of the plan. I know you're not going to listen to me. She's creating a situation that's probably going to be bigger than he can even handle.
She's going to be like Osmodeus from Watchmen, dinosaurs from Invincible.
Right.
That maybe that they're bad, but they're so bad that their plan, trumps everything, and they're playing things over.
I don't even know she has a plan. I think she just enjoys. Like if he never knocked on her door, I don't know if she's planning world domination. No. I just think she enjoys.
She would sit in her apartment reading. It's funny because you find a lot of people that are extremely, extremely intelligent, but because they're so intelligent, they feel almost ostracized, and they'll work like entry level jobs. And
they're getting their own way.
Yeah, and then you'll find that they're not. I don't want to say live to their potential, but they're not doing what maybe their purpose to do. That's kind of where she was. And when someone's super smart, if you look at the brain scans of someone who's really, really smart, who's a genius, and someone who's criminally insane, they're very, very close.
Oh yeah. And I think she gets off on the fact that the most powerful man in the world is like coming to her. And this is the first time we saw Homelander not in his suit. He comes to her like on some human level, which is huge. Because he'll wear his suit and try to overpower you or manipulate you using strength. But he came to her and he appealed to her intellect. He had a baseball cap on. He was very incognito, which is wearing pretty much Clark's outfit from Smallville, Jack. He had the red shirt with the blue jacket.
The blue blur.
But are we starting from the...
Yeah, we'll start from the beginning a little bit. Skip a little before, but pretty much we left off from season 3, where now Homelander's on trial for killing the guy that threw a bottle at his son, right? Threw a bottle at Ryan. He blew his head up. So now he's on trial. Everyone's up in arms. You got two sides. You got the Homelander side. You got the Starlights whatever they call the whatever
Starlighters.
they're
Yeah.
the
Starlighters.
Starlighters. Yes, they're fighting. They're all fighting each other. Da, da, da.
It's
Homelander had
how
a
do you
rally.
guys feel about how the content has always been on the nose with what's going on in our political atmosphere, but I
Right.
feel like this is like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
So, how
Look.
do you guys feel about it? Do you feel like you love that it's a metaphor, or do you feel like I go to this content not to like deal with the Twitter fights? Do you appreciate it, or do you feel like I already live this? I don't know.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I think they need to keep it extreme. They need to keep it like they can't have it. They can't have both sides kind of make sense. You have to have you need to have like a QAnon type right wing. You can't have just a person on the right side. It needs to be like a QAnon right wing where they're putting chemicals in our water. They're making the frogs gay type right wing. That's like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's almost comical, so that you
Yeah.
can kind of like. It has to be to kind of polarize you on both sides because then you start watching like, hey, I don't know, man. These freedom guys kind of have a point, or like
Well, but the Starlighters are not extreme.
No.
They're
Well,
pretty normal.
they're not extreme.
They're not extreme.
Also, the heroes, the boys, they're not heroes. Look at their body count by the
But
end.
then,
of
but the Starlighters specifically, they represent liberals. They're not as grotesquely extreme as the right side is looked at with
you mean being
Homelander and them.
depicted?
Yes, the way they're being depicted.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's also less. We're seeing less of their camp, and the camp they're showing us in that is based off of the boys' side, which is being shown as the favorable side. So
I'm not gonna lie though. Starlighter is becoming.
Chris, are you still there?
Wait, what?
It was getting dark as hell in your room.
Oh,
You know, you too black to not turn on the lights, Chris.
I know. There you go. Starlighter is becoming less and less endearing as she goes on, and not even the part where we find out that she's a mean girl. Even before that, she's becoming slightly annoying throughout this whole process. Like you have powers. I don't care if you want to be Annie January, whatever stupid name your real name is. You still have powers. You can't just walk away from being a superhero.
I disagree with that. But in this world, a lot of people have powers, and Starlight was a pageant manipulation that was never real. So I can see her wanting to walk away from this thing that her mother created on the pageant circuit that was also manipulated as she became part of this group that fakes their saves. I can see her wanting to not be Starlight anymore. That actually makes sense.
No. I think I know. I don't think I explained myself properly. I agree with you. I can see her walking away from Starlight, but at one point she was walking away from being a superhero altogether. She was just trying to do it as a regular person. Like, let's fight them with litigation. Let's fight them with protest.
Well, that's
like,
that's the only way you can fight them.
But
she's
not
who's fighting Homelander? You can have all the powers. You're not fist fighting Homelander.
I don't know, man. She's becoming
but
less.
she's kind of doing the trope Chris hates the most. You're like running from your true strength and asset that you add to the equation.
But I think that's the opposite. I think her, with her light powers, she's not going to beat Homelander and the whole administration with flashes of light. She's going to beat him with organization and pretty much what she's doing.
I actually don't even understand the Starlight action because it's not like she's a political candidate. The head popper is a political candidate. Homelander is not really a political candidate, although he's a political figure behind it.
The Starlighters are the public going, yeah, these superheroes are bad. Before this, everyone drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but how weird is this? The Starlighters are saying, yeah, these superheroes are bad, and their head figure is a superhero. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It's like it propagates the idea that both parties are just completely insane.
And I feel like, don't they realize that whatever power they had, in the early season, the only thing that was keeping Homelander in check was his stats, right? His numbers. and he's slowly starting to realize he's like in a with an allegory for Donald Trump. I can say whatever I want and do whatever I want, and it doesn't matter. People
Can
will
I?
love me no matter what.
How
Yeah.
many characters are dealing with schizophrenia in this content right now? 3, 4?
Well, Butcher,
Butcher?
Yeah,
Homelander,
Butcher,
Well,
Homelander.
Butcher, I don't think is dealing with schizophrenia.
yes,
I
of
think,
course he is. His dead wife walks
Well,
into the
but
room
he's
and talks.
also sick.
Yeah, there's also something. There's literally something
However, it's
crawling in his head.
manifesting. However, it's
No.
manifesting itself.
But like to have some sort of dementia or some type of hallucination due to like a cancer in the brain is very different than your schizophrenic.
Okay, let me
I'll say
rephrase.
Homelander is. for
Let me
sure.
rephrase. How many characters are dealing with? How many characters are losing their mind in the sense of they're having conversations with people in the room?
2? More than 2?
At
You got
least 3.
Frenchie.
Frenchie
You got
has
Homelander.
drug induced.
yeah,
But he was yeah,
He was
he took
drug- yeah,
drugs
he-
though. he took a
You had 3
hallucinogen.
episodes, and you see it play out in 4 different times with 3 different characters. It starts
Yeah.
feeling very
Did
repetitive.
did we
Yeah.
need to have Homelander have that? I don't know.
He-
I'm hoping maybe
he had it
expand
first,
something
though.
different.
Yeah, he had it first. He's been going like season 3. He was talking to himself in the mirror.
He
Yeah.
he did, but this is the first time we saw it as like different voices. And
Oh,
does
yeah.
that count?
No,
as
I felt like we saw that last time. He was talking to himself, and his other stuff was like, straighten up. Picture,
Yeah.
It was similar.
We may have got it at different points when he was talking to himself, but we got it at that one point where the mirror was broken and you got 4 different versions of
that?
him.
That's when
And
it really
reflected.
read like this guy is losing his mind. Before, I just thought that was how he rationalized things, but now it's reading as this guy's.
Yeah, he
mentally
prefers
ill.
breast milk.
Yeah,
he's
like-
been lost his mind.
Nah, I'm preferring breast milk doesn't mean you lost your mind, Lawrence.
Ayo.
I mean, I heard it's very nutritious for you.
It is. It's,
I know, but not like. But
When
I got
what-
nothing. I got nothing.
no, I no the all jokes aside, I read the breast milk thing is just him, like Michael Jackson. Like he just never had a childhood, and he's reverting to these extreme scenarios to grasp some of what childhood could be, or some kind of semblance.
He's
of,
been. I think we can agree. Homeland has been insane since episode 1, season 1. I feel he
Yeah,
hasn't
no,
started.
yeah.
He didn't start getting crazy because
no,
Here's-
but
here's the
now,
problem.
He's
now
always
they're
been.
adding a new level of crazy where he's actually like, can we trust the narrative that he's saying now? Because now
but they introduced that last season. We've already introduced.
Here's the problem with the Homelander for me. Was it season 2 where he obliterated the entire crowd with his heat vision?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
But that
then
was
it was a dream. He woke
Right.
up and he was having a dream, or he was daydreaming, right?
C23, maybe not for Soups.
I don't know. It might
Then
not
you
work.
also have to admit you have a problem, which Homelander will not. Go ahead, Jack.
The content has never snowballed since that point. That dream was the height of Homelander losing it, and the closest thing we've got was a whole season later at the end of the season where he actually obliterates a pseudo civilian, a
Mhm.
total civilian, for throwing a can at a superhero kid, and he
I wouldn't
obliterates
say
that.
him. I wouldn't say him obliterating the crowd. Imagining obliterating a crowd was him losing it. Because I mean,
No,
who
I'm
hasn't
saying-
thought
I'm
about
saying
running
they-
someone over when they get, a
Them
little bit of
intrusive
over.
thoughts.
No,
You
no,
know?
I'm saying they pulled that punch.
Mm.
Because they showed it, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, now the content's about to take off, finally." And then they go, "No, fake, just kidding." And I'm like, "Oh,
No, I'll take that as foreshadowing.
It was a fake out.
Because I'll take it as foreshadowing because he ends up doing it later.
yeah." But watch this. Nobody had, but not on that scale, not on that scope. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a little bit like Tom Welling never putting on the suit.
I
You're like,
disagree.
come on, man.
I-
Let's get to the point where you start like really wrecking stuff.
Well, we know, but that'll be the season finale, series finale.
But that'll be right. That'll be a whole nother season from now.
But I think I didn't mind. I didn't find that part as
Here's
a
the
fake.
problem: they don't know where to take the content if they commit to that course right now. And that's why they keep kind of like tiptoeing towards it. And
No,
pulling back.
I do think they know where to take it. It's just we're no longer on the fun ride anymore. It
But watch,
becomes
even the court case, right? Spoiler alert: they find him not guilty, so there's no consequences even to this one thing.
it's
Like
life.
he's not a villain.
But that's
Well,
the point.
he's in the public eye, he's not a villain, but he still
Right.
killed the guy.
But I think that's the point. I think that's the point. That's the metaphor that they're saying is this kind of guy, you cannot, put him on trial and have a fair outcome. I think that's the point. And then that's where Homelander goes, I don't need to obliterate all these people. Like, I actually do love me. Like
Well, I think Sister Sage gives him that. She had that speech like, if you destroy everything, who's going to worship you and adore you?
Right. Who's going to build your temples and so on.
You need them to build the temples.
Yeah.
So I think that because he introduces the people to Ryan as these are your playthings. These are
Yes. Yeah.
He says it a couple times in these 3 episodes. So he's been ingraining the fact that he sees people like ants. Like we're just.
But what's amazing is if you watch like all the content, that's not true for Homelander. Like he's convinced himself that's true, but the way that he loved his handler in season 1 and what he went through after he killed her, it's like you did love and depend on a human at one point. And then you had this dude that can shapeshift, turn into her, just so you can have a moment of pleasure. So there's a part of him that's like actively trying to divorce his humanity from himself, which means he still has some. Which means he has some.
We really get that at the end of season episode 3.
Yeah.
What he said, kill the love.
Which means he is human. He's just sick. Because if he wasn't human, there'd be no love he'd have to kill from himself. He wouldn't be yelling at his son going, and that act, he freaking killed it because you really believed him when he said, what do I have to do to be enough for you? That's a human interaction. He's still very much human, even though he's trying to do everything he can not to be because he's so messed up. And if you watch the animated
which is pretty
episodes,
good.
You see Homelander, like his first outing, he was trying to do the good thing. He was trying to be a hero.
Oh, yeah.
Except he just messed everything up and killed so many people. But he did try. Yeah. What are you saying? Right. Where are we?
So we already got Sister Sage, but before that, they were in the conference room with the remaining 7. And they were.
Hey, tell him what he did, Rich. Tell him what hey, Deep, go stand up and do what, Rich?
He was like, go over there and blow off A-Train. And Deep was just like, really?
I guess if I gotta, I gotta.
If he got, he was down for the cause real quick, and he got down on his knees, and A-Train was there.
He had no
going
choice.
along with it too, right? And he was like, "Hey, listen, man, sex is just a spectrum, right, bro?" And then Homelander was just like, "Get up." Pretty much.
Is this sad that I almost wanted it to happen because it would have been because that's what he did to Starlight in season 1.
Yeah. You know who wanted it to happen? Ashley. She was down. Yeah, she was like,
this is what
was. The noir guy, the new noir guy,
which is dope because that's the actual actor that plays Noir. They didn't change the actor; he just gets to talk finally.
That's pretty cool.
It's the same dude under the suit, which is great.
But it's not the same Noir though. Like we're probably going to see later on that it's a different guy.
Dead.
Noir died.
Noir's dead. Right.
But the actor who played him, kind of a stunt guy, who's always
now he gets to actually act.
They replaced in the content. They replaced him.
Nathan Mitchell. All right.
But Nathan gets to have dialogue now,
and it's actually pretty. Cool. It's actually pretty funny because coming to the end of episode 1, the first time he speaks when he knocks off the head of one of the.
You're kind of like what?
Yeah, he was just like. Do we do this all the time? Like, are we always going to be killing people?
Who is this? Which leads me to believe this guy must be extremely powerful because Homelander's not just killing him, saying, "Find me another guy that doesn't talk." Right? Like Homelander has patience for how he's not playing Noir right, which leads me to believe this guy must have a power set that's probably very similar to Noir. That he can't just replace easily. Because how many times did Homelander tell him to shut up?
They were all telling him
They're
to
all
shut up.
telling us shut
They
up.
were all like, "You're doing too much.
You're
Shut
doing
up."
too much.
Yeah, okay, so yes, so they're in the conference room. They're going out. They were looking at different replacements for everyone. That's where they get to Sister Sage, and then Homelander goes to check on Sister Sage and have that talk, and then she kind of breaks it down to him. Right, Sister Sage is now on board. This is before the trial or
Well, can I
during the
say one
trial.
thing? I'm sorry to
What's that?
interrupt. It just showed me a level. Homelander's a great villain because you find yourself rooting for him and hating him. And this was a moment where I really loved him, where she said, as a black woman, you're never going to listen to me. Your ego won't let it happen. And then he was like, well, I'm kind of smart. And she's like, there you go. And then he goes, but I'm smart enough to listen. And I was like, character growth.
Mhm.
Whoa. I might be Team Homelander. And then he does something crazy and I'm not. Go ahead.
Unexpected.
Very unexpected.
So
Expected.
they want Ryan now to come out as a superhero.
Mhm.
They're pitching new ideas. A
I
costume.
love that costume. I love that Homelander boy costume.
Homeboy.
Homeboy.
Homeboy. Yeah, why didn't they call it that?
That would have been funny.
They're pitching ideas.
How they missed
And
that in the writing room?
his first save, right? His first save that he's going to do, and they're practicing. They're in there with Noir. Oh, first of all, Deep is getting talked down to by Ashley. Like she's destroying him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Sister Soldier comes in and is like, why do you let her talk to you like that?
Well,
Like,
she's moving the chess pieces, man.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
smart.
That's you see. Sister Soldier she's calculating. She's just moving things around where she wants them.
But also, yeah, Deep. Why are you letting her talk to you like this? She's
Right.
kind of your secretary in a way. I know
Right.
she's CEO, but these guys are the heroes.
So, what you going?
No, I'm saying good for. I enjoyed the Deep sticking up for himself.
So during the rehearsal, after his pep talk, he stuck up and he really got into Ashley's face. Like,
I'm
listen,
a
I can
lord of the
destroy.
seven seas.
I'm gonna.
Yes, you are.
I am going to drown you in the toilet after I use it. And she really gets shook, as she should, because this dude is super strong. Let's be honest. They go through the whole rehearsal of how Homeboy. No, we'll just say Ryan. We're not
Ryan.
We're not going to make up his name. How Ryan is going to come out as his first save. So now they have the Deep in there and they have Noir.
Well, now
Noir's being extra a little bit.
So set this up. So they agree because Sister Sage steps in and she throws the truth on the situation, and they come to the agreement that Ryan's going to do it, no costume, and
Right.
he has to be his own hero, and Homelander can't be there because he needs
Right.
to stand alone if he's going to be
Because
true
he
savior
is
hero.
the only naturally born superhero.
Right. And then the Deep pitches himself to Ashley, who she shoots it down, right? She goes, absolutely not. You're still on the watch list for like animal bestiality.
Bestiality from Peter. Yeah.
But then we have Sister Sage says, you know what? Actually, it's a great idea. Let's get you in there. And the way she uses it to make Ryan look even better is they can't handle the situation. You got two known superheroes from the Seven, can't handle the situation. Ryan comes in, saves it by himself.
Right.
Cut to, they have the rehearsal, and the stunt guy's like, don't be afraid to throw me, man. I can take it. I can take it. And so cut to the day of the actual event. And
The day of the actual event, they're going through. You're seeing the stunt man going out with his hostage, gun to her head, out into the middle of the street. Which, come on, this makes no sense. And then the Deep comes out. He's about to do his lines, curse, but then Noir has to like
keeping it PG.
tone him back because we got to keep it PG. And they're just sitting like, oh man, what do we do? And then here comes Ryan coming in as graceful as he can because he doesn't practice that much, and he goes through his lines, goes through his script. But then next thing you know, here's Homelander.
You
What?
can't. Now, this is
What?
interesting, and I want to pause here because Homelander's whole thing to Sister Sage was, I have nothing that's giving me purpose. And then he thought to himself, but create a legacy, leaving a legacy for my son, a legacy in which he can stand on. So that's the whole plan. This is how you
But
create a legacy for your
give up,
son.
can't give up the spotlight though.
He can't. So it's like
Now does is Sage so smart that she knows Homelander's going to show up regardless of the fact that he agreed not to?
She must think it's a possibility, but she thinks that
I think whatever her plan is overall, it doesn't really matter if
Yeah,
Ryan
well.
makes a save or not. Like it doesn't like for Homeland. She knows he's gonna sit on the throne. She called him Caesar. He's not giving it up either way.
So Dad shows up, and Ryan, his son, is rattled.
Like,
he has gone off script. This is not what they rehearsed, and he is clearly shook. And the dad starts going, "Do it, son. Push the guy."
Yeah, he's like, go over there, throw him like you mean it. And
but meanwhile, everyone in the crowd is like recording it
with their phones out.
Real.
So next thing you know, Ryan goes up to the stuntman and then pushes him and splatters him on a building.
Yo, it is so disturbing.
The little girl was just like,
best performance.
Thanks for saving me.
Best performance of the whole season, and right there.
It's her line in too.
Yeah, but she's an actor. She's in on it as well. But this man literally just got confettied on the wall.
So bad.
His leg fell down.
Yo, his leg, his arms, and what was so bad was how, in such a short amount of time, I instantly liked this stunt guy. Like I was endeared to the guy.
Yeah, he felt like he was part of the team. Like he's part.
A good guy. He wanted
as leadership. I could do on the day. I'll do it. I can take it. Like he was there to serve.
Yeah, and instantly we are solidified why we don't like Homelander, because it cost him nothing. It cost him nothing. The guy was nothing but a confetti bag to start out with. So
when Ryan was crying later on, Homelander thought it was because I stole your thunder. I'm sorry. Right. And Ryan's like, that's not why. It's because of I forgot his name. He's like, that's why you're upset?
Take
the milkshake back.
I'll get my frosty milkshake back.
Oh, the way he said that creamy milkshake. I'm like, why did you describe it like creamy milkshake?
Because
a delicious creamy milkshake. Like,
you know what? When he said that, I really wanted one. And I don't know what that says about me.
You know what? When he said that, I figured it was probably a lady's milk cream that he used to make that milkshake. This guy is just twisted it up. That's the kind of milkshake he's bringing in there.
Somewhere on Etsy, there's someone selling their breast milk, right?
Look at that face. Oh, man.
I'll drink a creamy milkshake. Go ahead, Chris.
To other moms. What?
Huh? What you say?
No, women do shit. No, it's common. Women will pump and then give it to moms who have hard time producing breast milk.
Yeah, but not for their husbands who just prefer it.
I mean, if you go on Facebook as a woman, you can definitely gain big.
Chris, you are just.
What is happening here now?
Chris is coming up with a breast milk ring that he's going to.
Are we on?
So now, I'm sorry. So now we got to talk about the boys.
Yeah.
Butcher is no longer in charge of the boys. He's out. Right. Well, he's part of the team, but he's no longer in charge, right? Mother's Milk, who looks drastically different.
Start out with.
Yo, that's one thing I'll say, man. Don't be just cutting your beards on people.
Like, not only that, but he also slimmed down. Like
he
used to be bigger. He used to be bulkier.
He's also older. Like these shows aren't coming out every year like normal shows.
Look how old Ryan looks. Ryan grew up. He went through puberty.
True. Yeah. This dude is going through puberty right now. You can hear it in his voice.
You've got three major characters coming back this season looking very different.
Yeah.
Starlight.
Starlight, yes.
Starlight.
But so Mother's Milk is now in charge.
Husband wants to know the milk is good. The milk is good. The milk is good. Keep going, Rich.
Wow.
So MM is in charge, and he's making it abundantly clear. So he's trying to figure out what's the next plan for everything is. He's following his ex-wife's ex-boyfriend,
Todd.
Right?
Can I pause you right here? I'm so sorry. The boys are like the least interesting thing in this content, and they've been for a little bit. Now, I love the performances and the characters, but I can't figure out. You guys have a base that you operate of, that you come and go freely. Starlight is a major figure that people watch and probably paparazzi follow. Why doesn't Homelander just kill all of you? Why doesn't he just kill Butcher? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get how they're able to operate the way they're operating and they're
Because
still alive.
they have the most important armor that you can ever have, and it's plot armor.
Man.
Listen, but they're not even good. Spoiler: by the end of season episode 3, they are single-handedly responsible for about 10 people dying.
Drinking breast milk as an adult be considered a form of cannibalism?
No, because then wouldn't giving the BJ's as an adult
Hey.
a form of cannibalism?
What did you say? What, Rich? What did you say? No, thank you. It's fine.
Don't put that out there.
Uh,
But they're not even redeemable characters, any of them at this point,
Well,
and they're all doing the same thing again.
I find them as redeemable. I feel like they're real. Like, no one's that good, no one's that bad. But my issue is you're coming up with plot armor and plot devices to keep them alive. Like when Homelander bumps into Butcher and they have words.
It doesn't make no sense.
And Homelander says he can tell that, like, he's dying, and he says, I guess we're not gonna I thought we're gonna have that dance. I don't know why is Homelander keeping him alive?
It didn't make
I don't
any
understand.
sense.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Also, Butcher crossed the line in that scene. He's gone after his kid again.
Right.
If there was ever a moment for a guy who has no regard for human life to take out a human life, that was the scene.
To be in that moment. Unless you have Ryan take a stand, it didn't happen. That's the only way. Yeah, if I kill Butcher, I lose the love of my son. I can rock with that. But in that scene, his eyes didn't even light up like he was about to do it. I don't know why the boys are still alive. In the previous seasons, they were like underground. They were always on the move. They didn't just hold out in one location. Here, they have their Law and Order office.
Yeah.
And it's like, why?
And they're all they're more
brazen. The Flatiron Building. They're like the most distinct building in New York City.
They're at the Daily Bugle, Chris.
Yeah,
literally.
Yes.
And it's like, I wonder where they are in the middle of Manhattan. Well, if you have a girl who gulps and washes it with Pepsi,
we're back to that
as a form of cannibalism.
We're back to this.
I consider it babysitting anyway. So we were with the boys, and we're at a I forgot, it was a conference with Victoria Newman. Right, they're at a hotel. They're infiltrating the hotel, and again, Mother Milk's in charge, giving out orders. Butcher, obviously, as usual, does not listen because Butcher's Butcher.
Right.
They infiltrate the hotel due to some shady, I guess, Secret Servicemen, security guards, and they were swapping out her eyedroppers. I forget. I think it was acid. Right, it was acid because they know that she is the head popper. Right, so they're trying to knock her out the picture. But what they don't know, season 3, the daughter is the daughter interrupts.
Powers?
Are we calling these powers? That's a straight mutation. Like, like flesh-eating worms coming out your mouth. Like, what is happening?
But like on sight, like I'll tear through your arm in 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, because it's like aliens. They're spitting acid too.
Yeah, so she pretty much eats the face of the two bodyguards.
Why does she need eye drops?
I thought it was just regular eye drops. She probably just uses.
Yeah. I guess they were just trying to take her out.
That plan didn't seem
like a superhero with dry eyes.
Listen, they were up there for reasons.
You have dry eyes.
Okay. All right.
They knew she pops eye drops, and they were put acid in it.
All of that you have to just go to, like, they had intel. They know she's
they
eye
are
drops.
CIA now. Now they're officially CIA.
And this was supposed to work on her. So she tears through those guys, as you're saying.
Through it.
Kamiko's freaking Wolverine.
Pretty much. She saves Frenchie and blocks the girl, who ends up devouring her arm, and then they run out of there. They figure out they have to get out of there. Starlight comes out. Hey, there's a window on the south side. Jump out of that.
Her arm is growing back as this is all happening.
As they're speaking, she has a little baby Deadpool arm, or hand, and everything. As she's jumping out the window, she goes to catch the hand of Starlight, but Starlight, well, the hand was too small.
Starlight sucks.
Starlight did not
No,
realize.
Starlight is horrible.
Starlight-
I'm not going to say horrible, but
She's not a good flyer.
She's not a good flyer at all.
Well, she also didn't expect the hand to not be normal
There.
size. So she
Yeah.
kind of like grabbed for the hand she was expecting would be there to grab, but didn't adjust things is happening in real time.
Yeah, I honestly thought that Frenchie was going to jump out and just like fall on top of Kimiko, which
that's
still would have caused some damage to him, but
It
you
would've
know, it would have cushioned him a little
I felt
bit.
like in this universe it would have killed him, and maybe maybe if this was the MCU, it would have been like him falling on a mattress. But in this universe,
No, they would
he's
have
dead.
done that in this too.
In my mind, the plan would have been for Starlight to only catch Frenchie because we know
Yes,
Kimiko can
Yeah.
survive this fall. Like if she caught her, Frenchie's dead. She's not
Yeah.
catching them both.
yeah, because she could barely keep on to Frenchie. Like Frenchie
Yeah.
had to hold on to her, and she was wobbly on the way down.
She's not. Yeah.
Well,
She's not that.
just kind of learning how to fly still.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is I had a problem with that. I feel like you had these powers for how long now? You haven't figured out flying yet? Like now you're doing this?
Yeah, I would have assumed she would have been much better flyer. Maybe not hasn't figured out how to make saves with it yet because like a lot of their saves are staged, apparently. But like that kind of wobbly thing. Let me see.
Yeah.
We've never seen her fly before
Yeah, no.
No, we haven't. No,
ever.
because we had that one time where she was on the roof with Homelander, but Homelander carried her up there. So
Right, she levitates.
Well, I guess
Oh, yeah.
I guess I can buy because she can't really fly. She just uses her power to kind of propel her up. She's not actually taking flight like Homelander does.
But now
gravity.
she's learning to because her and Huey are training it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
which I don't know how Huey's helping her, but anyway, like he's just
He's a
sitting there with
supportive
the clock.
boyfriend.
He's just like, hey, 33 seconds. That's great. You're doing great. Anyway, so Kimiko splats, becomes a road pizza. I don't know why they were so worried about her because we all know that she can heal super fast.
And
But-
she's healing faster this season than she's ever healed.
Have they seen her go through something that
I mean, her
crazy?
face was off.
I mean, she had her. She was pretty much like ripped in half at one point. Like she was
Yeah.
like Noir. Actually, Noir ripped her in half. Like just about ripped her in half.
Oh,
Like literally cut her up in half. Like her guts were just like, like only thing was holding up was her spine.
Right. But
yeah, they should have been fine. They should have
Yeah.
let her fall and catch Frenchie. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, so we see her healing factors again. Her arms coming back, and she puts her face back on. And you know, everyone's like, "Oh, that's right, you're still good." And they just like just keep on going. As they go back to the van, or actually we flash back to the van where just Huey's there, and Newman opens up the door. Now Huey's all surprised, and they have a dialogue. Apparently, Huey and her have a connection, which I don't remember from the
I
last
don't
episode.
remember.
I don't remember.
I'm sure they mentioned it the last season. I just don't remember.
Yeah, but
Well,
they have.
he was working for her back when he thought she had no powers, and then it was that big thing when he found out that Newman was the head popper. Like,
Right,
oh,
but the way she was talking to him felt like was their friendship that intimate?
Yeah, it seemed like they would known each other for like a while.
She was
Like,
talking like they grew up as kids. The way she
Yeah.
was talking to him, I don't remember.
anyway, they go through the whole talk, and then Huey's just like, "Oh, you know what? Pocket sand." But it was actually acid. Okay, I'm glad y'all got that. Anyway, so he throws acid in her face, which I don't know why they thought that would work, but you know,
Their intel was
The eye
wrong.
dropper
They had
stuff.
intel. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
stuff they made the idea. Their intel was wrong.
so
And she should've
all
just
it
killed
did,
right there.
she didn't even get angry. She was just kind of like,
yeah, she was like, "Oh,
Like,
you
they
messed
looked
up
at
my
that,
shirt."
you know?
Now I buy her because I think she sees the purpose for the boys. Like they're kind of on the same side ish. She's not on Homelander's side.
right.
So I can see her not wanting to kill them because they can serve a purpose.
Yeah, that they also didn't. She also didn't kill them because he also still has dirt on her.
Right.
Which
Now if
was
he's
the-
dead,
Well, I mean, he can just
But
have
now-
her released.
Talk about how she went from. It certainly wasn't depicted like this in the other seasons, although we have to assume it was the case. In this season, that episode, she goes from seemingly being like a natural person with the ability to explode other people's heads to instantly being a super powered being who's invincible. They pour acid on her, nothing happens. Butcher shoots her in the back of the head. Nothing happens. The
But-
bullet.
Yeah, what's up with that? When did she become
all,
invincible?
all the heroes have a certain level of strength and invincibility.
Not
Right.
all of them. No,
All of
no,
them.
No, not all. No,
no.
All of them.
No,
all of
well,
them
no,
have
no.
a certain
In
level.
this season, it's like some of them do, some of them don't. But when we came into this,
Splitter doesn't.
it said that's what I'm saying.
strength,
But when we
right?
first came into season 1 to 3, they all pretty much had that. Like because when they caught the invisible guy, what was his name?
Translucent.
Translucent. They couldn't shoot him. They couldn't. He even said, "There's nothing you can do." They literally had to shove a bomb up his butt to blow him up.
Yeah.
So
They all have. Some have lesser degrees. Some have more. But
Yeah.
they all have a spectrum of super strength and durability. Even
Right.
A Train says strength and durability.
Yeah.
So I can buy that she does.
But
Yeah.
but to that degree, I mean,
If you have because she has blood powers, so if you can like know that you're in danger and kind of harden your blood enough to make
She
it
didn't know that.
impenetrable, but
when
this dude threw
Butcher-
acid on her. She's not in a safe environment.
Yeah, but I agree though. It's a little bit inconsistent. Like now she just took a bullet point blank.
yeah,
to the head
and she
was like,
certainly didn't know that was
wow,
coming.
like,
It's not inconsistent if
And
we
Kamiko got shot in the head, and she does have superpowers, and that bullet went straight through. So this
But
girl went
it's
from
not
being
inconsistent. It's only inconsistent if we saw her the previous seasons go down, and then she's not going down in this season. We've never seen her take a bullet to the head.
That's what I mean. Though. We haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
It can't be inconsistent.
As Starlight's getting shot. She's getting shot. She's not deflecting bullets like that.
No, she never taken a bullet yet. But I'm assuming that she's somewhat strong because she's punching walls. Like
She's punching walls, but she's not indestructible like that. This woman is indestructible, and they do not know how to take her out.
Right. Which is why they had to do this whole plan. If a bullet to the head was that easy, then they would just sniped her. But they like this acid's the only thing that can work. Wrong.
maybe they just need a bigger bullet, right, Chris?
Ooh, baby.
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
what?
True.
Maybe they need a bigger bullet.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to point out another thing that Homelander is going through is the fact that he's aging.
Oh yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just-
He's getting old.
he's got a whole pube jar.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like what?
Why
But
are you
no,
keeping your pubes?
It's pretty, but that's the stuff that makes this content so interesting. It's not necessarily the plot. It's like how human these characters are. You are this Superman, but you're getting older, which means you are going to die. You're not immortal. So to see this guy that is so powerful deal with the fact that like his body is not
Aging.
doing the Superman thing, you know? And how do you deal with mortality when you pretty much think you're a god?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. I like that stuff when it comes to the content.
Right. So, flash forward a little bit. We got Mother's Milk is looking for the ex-boyfriend or ex-husband, I believe, of her ex, Todd. Yes, because Todd of season 3, he became a real hardcore Homelander.
He's a fanatic.
Yeah, just hardcore fanatic. So he's tracking him, and they track him to a center where they see Sister Sage come out and talk to them, and they bring him inside, and they think they're having like a meet and greet with Homelander, him and 2 other gentlemen, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, the Homelander comes in, and like his tone and the way he's speaking, the words he's using, is like, oh, these guys are going to die right here, because he's like, well, you know, we thank you for your sacrifice, and you know, you're going to be martyrs and this, that,
for the cause.
right.
Like, oh.
First, he confirms that there's probably not 3 people on the planet that are as diehard Homelanders than these 3 who have been brought in to meet Homelander.
Right.
Like, he really makes sure that on paper, your guys' stats for this team are unmatched.
When you go on their Facebook pages, it is completely clear that they are on Team Homelander.
Right. And then the conversation starts taking an odd turn with, you know, tribute and sacrifice, and you're like, wait, what's going on?
But it's so weird how Homelander just won't grab the baseball bats and knock them out himself. Like, he has to make the team do it, knowing that they're not all just murderers, and they all hesitate. They're all like, what?
Yeah.
The Deep, A-Train, and Noir are all like, huh?
I think that's part of his power. That's part of his power trip. Is
Yeah.
He could do it. And Homelander's not going to lose sleep to do it, but he wants them to do it. It's
just
like
gets
when
off on it.
it's like when in Sopranos when what's his face never had a kill. The guy that married Janice's the guy that married Janice, Tony Soprano's brother. I'm Tony Soprano's sister. And then at the end, he's like, oh, he pissed off Tony. He's like, oh, you never had a kill, and Tony made him kill the guy just so that he felt the pain. He had to live with that for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But mind you, A-Train never did it. He stopped the guy from leaving.
Noir was
Noir was just like first hit. He was like,
He just wants to be part. He's playing a role.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to get an Oscar for this role.
So Noir took a swipe. Deep went in there and started bashing heads in. And then I believe the Noir took out the last one
The
that
second,
was about to leave.
And A-Train, the seed has been planted in A-Train that he is struggling since, episode 1. When he ran through Huey's girl, he stopped and was like, I'm sorry, and kept going. So you saw he doesn't just kill people just to kill people.
Right. I mean, you saw that through, I believe, even the second one when he was going through addiction and everything like that. He's definitely struggling. So they kill these 3 guys, and they go. Now we go into the front of the courthouse, or we go into the courthouse where they say that Homelander is not guilty of the murder of whatever the guy's name is, who they're claiming he's like a pedo and all this other stuff. Starlighters. Yeah, she's out here with her propaganda channel and everything, QAnon-esque, as Chris was saying.
Yeah,
very, very like, Homelander is the way. And
you're talking about Firecracker.
Oh, Firecracker.
Yes, Firecracker, and the pizza codes and Oprah and all this.
Yeah, that's like that's very on the nose for QAnon. That was that was a big QAnon conspiracy.
So
he Gate and all this other nonsense.
Homelander's not guilty, right? So you have Homelander's side, you have the Starlighters. They're on their side of the barriers. Now here comes Sister Sage dressed up as a Starlighter. They get the verdict, and then she throws Throw a cup
coffee.
Of...
She should have threw a chair. That's what she should have threw a chair.
That's that end moment right there.
Yeah.
But you boondocks, you get it. You get it. Yeah. Anyway, so she throws the coffee and shouts some obscenities, and then just sparks off a whole just mosh pit of riot craziness, right? And within that, A-Train gets a text, right? He gets a text. He picks up the body. Boom, he's gone. Like from there, what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
People are getting beat up. Frenchie gets in there. Mother's Milk, Starlight, Huey, and they all try to stop the fight. Right, the assistant to Starlight gets beat up really bad, which
she gets beat up.
Questionable. I was like, how did that happen so fast? But
so quickly.
So it's like amount of damage.
In real life, brawls don't last like movies. It's a couple shots and you out.
Yeah,
but she had like a compound fracture in her leg.
Because Rich, you know the rule. If this ever a brawl, you can't be on the ground.
You can't be on the ground, but
she's on the ground. They took
she got 4 guys kicking at her.
But
they each got about 4 kicks in.
It don't take much.
For a compound fracture, it takes a little bit more than just a couple
So Frankie jumps in.
They had them Timbs on. They was doing it like.
Listen, from someone who had a compound fracture, it's not going to be sticking through your leg, through your shirt or your pants like that.
Fair.
Okay. Anyway, so a whole brawl comes out. Homelander steps out, and he's looking. He's like, "Oh no, stop, please! No.
Hey,
yeah, no." So
which is confusing to me as part of the plan, because Homelander is there, and I feel like he should have been a little bit more assertive. Because why wouldn't he be? Like that'd be the question in the press. Like, why didn't Homelander stop this?
Starlight shows up. She kind of breaks everything up, and then within the midst of that, and her helping out her assistant, someone yells out "bloody murder" because there are now 3 dead bodies just conveniently placed in a row.
And then the police show up.
Right? The EMS show up only for her friend at first, and then the police show up to break everything up, and that's pretty much where we leave off this episode 1.
So So also, Frenchie is having this existential crisis because he's
Right.
befriending a guy who he is
I'm gonna
responsible.
be.
I am
I'm gonna be
so
honest with you.
bored with this whole
Yes,
Frenchie
Yeah.
that Frenchie
storyline.
thing. I was really. That's why I forgot about it. I'm like, this. Like, dude, why do we care
I'm
about
just
Frenchie's?
bored.
But it's
And why
all
can't
the
he be with
characters are.
Kimiko?
But it's
I
the
don't
same
understand.
reason.
Why can't Huey can be with Starlight? Why can't he be with Kimiko?
That's
Because
right.
Kamiko doesn't want him. I guess.
They
No,
tried it.
because
They
I
tried it
love
in
him.
season 3, but I forgot why they weren't able.
But the problem.
We never
the
really got a
problem-
reason. They just weren't.
Yeah, the problem isn't because Frenchie should be with this guy or that girl. The problem is Frenchie's gone back to season 1 where he has a drug problem. Kamiko's gone back to season
Although I don't
1.
know if he ever stopped doing drugs. Did he ever stop?
That's
No.
true-ish.
It was
It's
implied, I
true-ish.
guess.
But Kamiko's gone back to being the girl in the cage, right?
Yeah,
Hiding from her past, her sister. That whole thing played out, you know?
just with their brother, right? In the last
Right.
season. Or season
Butcher's
4.
gone back to doing the same thing he's been doing. Like they're all doing the same story arcs again right now.
It's
It's
very.
repetitive.
It's and I don't want to like honestly. I'm yes, Frenchie, you're in love with this guy, and this guy loves you, and
Like he's not in love with the guy. He's guilt ridden because he was responsible for the guy losing both his parents.
which is just tired. I'm like,
Right.
there's too much to care about.
It would almost
care
be
about this
it would
C
almost
story.
be more substantial if it was just a relationship,
Yes.
despite his relationship with Kimiko. Then you're like,
Yeah.
conflicted.
I honestly don't need that. Like, there's a lot of characters here. There's a lot going on, and
Yeah.
I guess by season 4, I don't need more Frenchie and like Kimiko. Will they? Won't they?
Yeah.
Why
I
won't
mean,
they?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Let's
we
just
have other
let it happen.
storyline. Yeah, let it happen. And because the most interesting thing about Frenchie and Kimiko is how much they care for each other, how much they know each other's language. And I'm like, put their relationship in jeopardy.
Which
Don't like
doesn't-
put another relationship in jeopardy that's not even a relationship with a guy that we don't even care about.
Right?
I don't care about what's his name, Colin. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
I don't care about him. I don't care about him at all. But last season when Kimiko lost her powers and she's like, now I can finally feel. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down with them too, whether they become romantic or not, whatever their relationship, friendship is. I would like to see that be put under pressure instead of these other side things.
Well, and we'd have earned it by season 4.
I mean, come
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
And then Butcher, I actually enjoy Butcher's story right now because it's about making things right with Ryan. So I'm cool with that.
That's right. And I'm sorry. The end of episode 1 was Butcher talking to Newman, and Newman expecting the file that Huey has.
Corey's coming for you, Jack. Come on, Jack. Obviously.
Right. The content is true to life. How whatever of me.
So Huey has the file that Huey has on Newman, and she's expecting it to get the file from Butcher.
that was
Butcher-
kind of big faith.
Leverage.
Right. So Butcher is like having a whole conversation with his ex-wife or his dead wife, excuse me.
Corey, I'm not Frenchie.
No.
I respectfully disagree. Respectfully.
Not
Respectfully.
not Frenchie at all. So we get to the point where he gets onto the computer, and we think that he switched sides maybe, but as we saw, we get a nice picture of his butthole. And
Now, when you saw it, Rich, did you think that was his butthole?
I mean, now that he
butthole?
Googled a butthole, like who?
Which-
I
is
thought he just
doable.
Googled a butthole.
that is doable, but I feel like he would make it personal. Like, nah, I'm gonna give you my butthole.
Was he holding the camera when he took it, or did he
Yeah,
put
he
it
was-
on?
that was
No, he
spread
just
cheap.
Like,
he
had a
just put it.
countdown.
He just
So,
yo,
Rich,
you find yourself a nice angle, make sure it sits there. You put it on a timer, and you
that's
you
a
take
lot
a
of
picture.
work. So you think that's his butthole. Chris, you
I
think he
believe
Googled
it's
a
his bird.
butthole.
It's-
Jack, where are you at in this butthole debate?
Where are you a butthole gate?
Wait,
Where
all
are
right,
you on this
24.
butthole debate?
in the so for clarity for you guys listening, what happens is Butcher makes a deal with the political person to give her the files that Stewie has that outs her as a soup, and when he's about to send the file, the image of his dead wife comes and reprimands him, tells him make a better choice. So instead of sending the file to the political person, he sends a picture of his butthole.
So
Now,
you think it's his?
and here's why I think it's his. Because it's Butcher. Butcher is not going to Google someone else's butthole to send it to him.
Right.
He's going to snap a shot of his own ass.
Because
No.
Butcher know how to
Wait,
use
it
an
was-
iPhone well enough to set up the timer and get good lighting on
No,
that
It's
you
thing.
not
can
that
Google
hard.
butthole.
What are you talking
Nah,
about? It's not
Butcher,
hard. It's
Butcher
not
going to
hard.
hold the
Rich, I
phone.
need you to prove it.
You mean-
No, I don't need you to prove it. I don't. I trust you. Now-
okay, all right. I'm
Now,
up.
let's go back a little bit.
Wait, Lawrence, whose butthole do you think it is?
I think it's random.
Well,
butthole.
no, Chris. I think there's a deeper story here. Whose butthole is it?
Oh,
Hey.
The only other butthole it might be would have, since he had Stewie's device, it could be pictures of Stewie's butthole that he had on that hidden flash drive.
Right, and it might have been on the drive. Guys, you playing chess, not
wait,
checkers.
why
It could
does
be on
Stewie have pictures of his?
Why would he have his
because
butthole?
he's sending it to Starlight.
Why would she want his
Is
butthole?
he?
You know what?
Hey, that
Hey,
ain't my
listen,
business.
I'm
Rich.
not going to yuck your yum. Okay, whatever.
Don't yuck my yum, baby.
Okay.
Now,
Right.
let's
So
go back a
those
little
in
bit.
question of this content, it's the boys.
That's-
That's
yeah.
the content.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit because the whole thing is also Huey's dad had a stroke.
Yes.
And
Huey,
Huey's dad's in the
Did we read
hospital.
the storyline?
Huh?
No,
we
no,
really
we
did.
didn't, because we also saw this storyline play out with his father and his mother already.
Not with his mother. His mother's never been
Yes,
on.
he already confronted his mother 3 seasons ago. What are you talking about?
Did he?
Did he?
Yes, this story's played out.
I don't think he did.
I don't think we
I
never seen
honestly
his
do
mother.
not. I think he's making up stuff, Jack.
What?
And Marshall,
Field Marshall in the house.
If we're talking about the boys, you just never know exactly what part. But the thing is that Butcher gets the drive after hugging Huey. Like it's a good
Right.
moment between them. I'm here
If
for
you
you.
knew that was, you knew
He's in
that's
a
not
pickpocket.
Butcher's character.
But I think it was. I think it was both. I do think he was like, "I'm sorry, you're going," because Butcher's dealing with his own mortality right now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
We see Butcher go back on bad choices twice in these 3 episodes.
you said a normal day in the military to me.
Oh boy,
Oh man.
You know,
I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them hard drives.
I don't remember his dad getting. Jack, what are you talking about?
No, the father son coming, building the bridge. Separating the gap.
Yeah, he's kind of
Now, I
been
will
a
say
dick to his
this.
dad.
Simon Pegg being able to spend 3 episodes in a bed just making
Let
cash.
me
as
tell
an
you something.
actor.
As an actor, you always want to have I'm in a coma storyline
You're like,
because you just get to show up, get paid, and go to sleep. It's the best.
I'd probably actually fall asleep.
I feel like it's a Mad Magazine story.
Yeah,
Honestly, The Boys is just a Mad Magazine parody of Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly right.
I mean,
Yeah.
um,
What's Huey misses a call from his dad because Huey, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's not a great son. All right, he's
Not a great
he's
anything.
not a great.
Yeah, he's mediocre. He's mediocre at best. At
Well-
everything
And
he
what
does.
role does he play in the content? now?
Well, for the first 3 seasons, the role he played was the conscience of the group. He was
Right.
the group's
Well,
conscience.
what is he now?
An
Just-
annoyance.
Just an
Yeah.
untrained hanger on.
He's an untrained hanger-on.
he doesn't want to go back to getting a job, so that's why he's where he's at.
Yeah.
He's
He can
like,
easily not be doing this.
CIA is cutting him a check right now, so it's like I'm getting paid on the government's dime.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's happening here.
He's just
Oh,
the
we
guy
skipped
who.
a character.
Hmm?
Who do we skip?
Lawrence, how did you let us skip a character? Like the most effortless add to the narrative right now was. He's only in like 2 scenes, and they're with Butcher.
Oh, was that episode 1?
Oh,
I got confused what episode that is. Is that episode 1?
Episode 2. He
I think it
enters
might
in-
have been episode 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
One
we got. I mean, we
Well,
got to talk about.
one-
freaking-
I gotta drop. I'm gonna over my time.
You
But
gotta drop one.
Oh.
yeah. I'm gonna drop. I'll take some good pictures for you though.
Well,
Hey.
Marshall
Come on,
said you
Grant.
send a picture of a random hole. See how long it takes before you're court-martialed.
Oh, okay.
Let's figure that out, Marshall. I need to know how long does it take.
See you
Let's
guys
put it
next
to the
week.
test.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
Chris.
Stay safe.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy
Thank you.
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day to you too.
And go clean up that mess your kid made.
Oh,
Go clean
man,
up that
I-
mess you made.
What episode are we on?
We're on episode 2 now.
Oh, okay.
We kind of been jumping back and forth between 1 and 2 because I believe
It
they
overlaps.
it
overlaps.
kind of overlaps
The
a little bit.
stories too.
So we're on episode 2 now. We get the story with Ryan with his first save.
Yeah.
Now we're in TruthCon. All right. Oh, and also Butcher came out to everyone else saying that, hey, I got a thing with my head.
6 months.
Yeah, got 6 months to live. Yeah, maybe.
And that's from the last season of him using that synthetic.
That synthetic V. Yeah. Starlight was like, I told you guys not to use it. It's poison. But so because we know from last season he used it way more than Stewie did or Huey did. Why am I listening to you?
He used it the whole season.
Stewie.
Yeah.
You're right. You got me.
So in the German army, you can become court-martial within under an hour.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Sheesh.
I guess if you want to get out.
No, but court-martial, they don't just like let you out. You're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, and then the way Mother's Milk regards Butcher when Butcher comes clear is he does not respond well, and he kicks him out of the team.
Kicks him out of the group. He was like, little too late. The little.
Oh yeah.
He said it. He said it.
Well, that was the second time.
Yeah. So he was just like, yo, you're gone. He's like, we don't need you here. Get up out of here. So now they go
too effing little, too effing late was
right.
Yeah.
So they go to
Great
TruthCon,
line.
right? They go to TruthCon because they are surveying, I believe, Sister Sage, and they're looking at their what's the name? Starlight Sprinkler, Firecracker.
Yeah.
So they go to TruthCon, which is pretty much a QAnon convention, and got all of the making the frogs gay. The water is crazy. We got a lot of that there. A lot of the truthers, and we come across a one of the rooms with Star Firecracker.
Yeah.
Star Firecracker.
She said the room is being set up, and you're seeing a lot of guys that look alike, right? And I'm like, oh, that has to be like a multiple man type of guy.
Yeah. Well,
so she comes into the room, and she comes in. He's like talking to her. You kind of get that idea that or you get the impression that he's really into her.
Oh yeah.
He's simping hard on her. Right? And
it looks like he's sweating. Looks like he just can't.
Yeah, wait, the best moment was when she finally enters on stage.
He goes to hug her.
It's so awkward, man.
Just the cringe on that.
But it wasn't cringy for him because he was like, I got to touch her.
Yeah, I got to touch you a little bit. I got to be near you. I get to be in your presence.
And now I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I got to go.
I got to go. Got to go do something.
Wait, I have an unrelated question. Field Marshal, where are you from? We got a lot of Alaskan folks in the house. Are you, you mentioned Germany. Are you in Germany? All right, answer in the chat. All right, keep going. So he's setting up the stage. You got that awkward hug. You're in Germany.
Germany.
Hell yeah.
Wait, you're watching us from Germany? That is cool. That's
technology.
Cool.
Technology works,
Thanks for joining the feed, man.
Yeah.
All right, so they're setting up the stage. The guy's basically multiple man. He's definitely crushing on her.
Right.
Frenchie and Kamika go out to go track Sage.
They go to track. Yeah, they go to track Sister Sage. They need to find out where.
Kamiko's just downing like 12 beers.
Yes, because she
came across the
She came across an old advertisement or current advertisement with her. I believe it was her in the picture.
That's her in the cage.
A younger version of her in the cage, and it just flashbacks of her growing up and being within the what is it, the Red Suns?
I forgot the name.
Yeah, being within that organization, so she just goes and starts crushing beers. Right. They make it to the seminar, and then they follow Splinter. I feel like that you insulted me, but thank you.
Say, do you speak German?
Sage is learning German for the show.
Okay.
Probably saying hello.
Gesundheit. Anyway, first of all, I'm be honest with you. I love the German language because you can literally be the nicest person and just sound like you're yelling at someone. I don't know what it is about it. I love shit. I love stuff like that.
Ernest.
Ernest, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
So they
Is Ernest
tracked.
watching on Facebook? What does that mean?
We're on Facebook as
We're on
well.
Facebook as well.
Are we on Facebook?
Live.
If you look up at the corner here, we're on 3 platforms.
Facebook.
Wow.
What's the purple one?
First, that's Twitch.
Twitch. Yeah. So yeah, they go to follow Sage. She's crushing beers. They don't find Sage. They go into a freaking sauna.
Right, they're trying to find out where
And
Firecracker is meeting Sister Sage, and they go. They get Splinter's phone, but they hear noises coming from the sauna. They go to open up the sauna.
If you watch The Boys before, you know there's always that gross out thing. Like we had
You're
like
waiting for
the
it.
guy inside the guy's penis of one season. There's always going to be something that's going to be like, this was unnecessary.
This was that moment.
This was that moment.
And you basically
Splinter.
have how many of them
Oh,
are
you
there?
want-
There's like 7 of them. You're looking at human centipede,
It
basically.
was a human centipede type situation. Splinter was pleasuring himself while also simultaneously pleasuring themselves by licking booty holes.
But
Okay.
what was weird was because it just sounded like you heard it. It was like,
Yeah, it was like
and they're in the sauna, so they just sweating in there.
So
It's
so wait,
weird.
but the guy on the end
Gets nothing.
he's
so
the
why
prime.
did they
He
make the
drew.
guy purple?
No, he's
Oh,
not
no,
the
the
prime.
guy, the very, he's the tail end. Yeah, no, he gets
He
nothing.
drew the short stick.
He's,
He drew the short stick.
it's like, sorry, buddy, you the last one I pushed out. You gonna be on the end.
Oh, Rich, cosign. That is very
What's that?
true about German. We can be saying something nice and we sound like we're
Yeah,
angry.
I love it. It's fantastic.
So
yes.
human centipede action.
Human centipede action. Kimiko and Francie were like,
and
excuse me.
I'm sorry to go back to that.
You can't get off it.
In that season when the guy was in the guy's penis, it was kind of grotesque, but I'm like, yeah, if you have those powers, you guys can probably play around that way. And in the season where the guy can like make his penis turn to like Mr. Fantastic and choke out mother's milk, I'm like, well, hey, if that's your power, that's your power. This was mad unnecessary. Like, you're still at a convention. You're still in a public place. Like him
He
doing this.
went to a sauna room. He
That-
went to the public sauna in the hotel.
Yes.
Anyone could walk into that sauna room.
So now it kind of
Yeah.
crossed the line from like funny, grotesque to like you're kind of trying too hard. This doesn't make enough sense to justify itself. Like it's not like they tracked down his hotel room and they kicked the door in and they see it.
And he
It's
was
like,
he was in his room. Yeah,
anybody could have walked in on that.
when you gonna be like, oh, you want to join? Like,
Someone did walk in, and what does he say? He goes, "It's not what it looks like." My only question is, what does it look like?
yeah, it was. Yeah.
It looks like you're running the train on yourself.
Oh, they probably run trains on themselves.
Well, you know they do. At least we didn't get 2 girls, 1 cup. It might as well have been pink eye for everybody.
Boy. All right, can we move
That's going to
past
be
that?
season 5, etc.
So anyway,
yeah.
so after that, we get a little run. They went to go. So, well, Kimiko has a bit of a breakdown because she sees the picture and she writes on his thing it's a lie, or I forgot exactly what she wrote down.
He said BS.
BS, right? And Frenchie went to go, stop her. It's like, hey, listen, take it out on me. Which I don't know. Do you want her beating on you? But either way, grab her up.
But
they
I
go
like
to
that moment because I'm like, that's the relationship I care about.
Right,
Like,
that's what we
the way
got.
They care for each other.
Right, like Frenchie's so into her to the fact that he even with when they had that communication barrier, he was just like, listen, I'm still here for you. So they go to the mermaid room, to another conference room that's adjacent to. Was that?
It's like the blue room.
The some room, and they went. It was the room that was adjacent to that room. They went to go surveil them, and it ended up being a whole setup. Right?
Because Sage is like, I've been on to you.
Yes, yeah. Sage is like, I've been on to you since this whole time. I'm sorry. When you said Sage, I thought you meant Sage in the
My
chat.
bad, Sister Sage.
Yeah, so she was like, I've been on to you this whole time. They come in, multiple man. I'm sorry, Splinter comes in, guns up. Sparkler, she comes in as well, and they're just like,
Firecracker.
yeah, firecracker. It's like,
Well-
I've been on to you.
What was her original name? Was Sparkler. Her
Sparkle,
original name was
something,
something
yeah.
like Sparkle.
Her powers is like almost as whack. No, her powers are lamer than Jubilee's because she literally just does this and sparks.
Well, what was interesting because she had that conversation with Sister Sage, and she was like, "I'll do anything to meet Homelander." And of course, Sister Sage during the thing with Ryan takes a strategic selfie with Homelander, knowing
Yes.
she's good. She's already been planning this.
Yeah,
Because she's like, "I don't need your powers. I need your platform."
Right.
Yes.
And she's such a Homelander fangirl. All she had to do is show her the picture, and she's down for it.
Yes, and she had to convince her because at one point Sister Sage started walking away because she gave some little, BS answer, and she was like, "I give what was it, hope, encouragement, something to that nature." So she was like, "Okay, well, that's what I need from you." So,
but it was also like a reverse Uno because
Purpose.
Sister Sage had to purpose. Sister Sage had to come in and show the picture to Homelander because you got this black woman walking in this convention with dreads. You're not going to believe that she has any you hardly believe she believes in this, let alone she's close to Homelander.
Right.
So it's so strategic on her part. And yes, she winds up capturing them in the room, and then a fight ensues. And we're having a marvelous Mrs. Mavel convention next door, which is very interesting.
Well,
it was a bat mitzvah.
Right.
Marvelous Mrs. Rachel.
Oh,
mitzvah.
But they still use the actor from it too.
They had all the characters from that show. Well, keep in mind that's Amazon, so they have the rights to use it, so they're using it.
And the daughter's name was Rachel, probably, so they called it Marvelous Mrs. Rachel.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Well, they having that, and it's a weird place to have your
It's a hotel. It's a convention.
I know, but you have there's a convention
going
on that
next
probably
door,
hates
like,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You book the room. What are you gonna do?
But
the fight moves.
Fight ensues. The boys' crew, they run away. They stumble into this bar mitzvah. They try to blend in and get through the crowd. And then next thing you know, here comes multiple men. First of all, they're naked.
You can't clone your clothes. You can't take your clothes with you. So there's just dongs everywhere. The Prime starts splitting off because
the amount of force that is necessary to like rip his jeans in half.
He has to be like in so much pain.
It looked like it was painful.
It did not look pleasant.
But anyway, so he starts multiplying himself because his other cells are getting knocked out and they're dying. They're actually getting shot.
He's such a rookie at this. If you watch any content, if you looked at this like a real life thing, Prime never involves himself in the fight.
Nope. He
never involved himself.
He got emotional because Sparkler,
Firecracker.
she was cornered because she was fighting with Kimiko, and then she ended up getting cornered, and then Prime got emotional. He was like, "No," so he had to sit there and get butchered.
Firecracker, although she has a lame power, still they all have a level of super strength and durability. They all just have a natural level.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was strong. She was strong enough to fight Kimiko for a bit. So yeah. And we all know Kimiko is strong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Butcher comes.
Can we talk about inconsistency? She gets shot here and she's out for like 2 minutes.
Well, she got shot in the head.
She got shot.
I know,
in the head.
Dude, she fell off a 10-story building and went road pizza.
But the bullet
was
in her
nothing
head.
left of the brain cavity.
But
when she landed face first into the sidewalk, there was nothing left of her whole head.
No, her head was still intact. Her face just came off a little bit.
Her head was still she had a bullet in the head. Even Wolverine goes down for a second with a bullet to the head.
All right.
And the bullet didn't pop out. It just like healed around it. Right?
Yeah,
we didn't see the bullet force. Did it go out the back?
I didn't see an exit wound.
I didn't see an exit wound.
We'll just say that there was an exit wound. Or she just has a bunch of bullets in her head. And I feel like it's
when she gets shot, they don't all go through.
No, not all the time. No, when she was getting shot, no.
Yeah, she's gonna have a lot of extra weight she's carrying around with her.
Or maybe her body just also starts breaking down the metal, just starts breaking it down until
Maybe she
eventually
poops it out later.
I think she does poop it out later.
There it is. That makes sense. It's a solid, you know?
You would think the body would just push it out. Just push it back out the way it came.
Like a
That's
poop.
what I was waiting for.
It
Well,
didn't
not
happen.
like a poop, like Wolverine. The bullet kind of like. It didn't happen.
I mean, listen, people weren't thinking about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? What do you want the producers to do, or the VFXers to
Be
do?
geeks like
True.
us.
I mean, I asked that for a lot of content that we watch, but
no,
we don't
if
get it.
You actually saw that because I was waiting for the bullet to come back out too. We'd have sit there going, "Man, they just stole that off the Wolverine moment."
Yeah, we would have just
Yeah.
True.
So there was no. They were damned if they didn't. They're damned if they didn't.
I
There's
mean,
no
I would
bullet.
have taken that. I wouldn't have been like they took it off for Wolverine. I would have been like that. Just makes sense that the body is
Pushing
redeveloping and just pushing it out.
But think about us. We heal very slow. But if you get a splinter, your body will just heal around the splinter if you don't take it out.
It depends. Your body will either absorb it or
reject it.
Push it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because metal is not. If you get a metal splinter, if your body ain't absorbing it ever, it'll sit there forever until you get it out.
Well, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's like maybe we'll see that like
I think Bill Marshall is saying hi to Sage.
Maybe Frenchie. Maybe that'll be like behind the scenes of Frenchie. Like after their fights, he just has to like tear her open.
It's just like
you'd
have to be so quick because you would just be. It would be healing around the suture thing she's using to pull the bullet out.
No, she heals too quick. So they're in that fight. Butcher winds up coming in and I'm gonna show y'all how to do it, and he does.
Yeah, with a crowbar. with a crowbar and some gumption.
Guns weren't effective, but a crowbar and spirit, Rich.
Right.
No. The multiple man was getting knocked out with the guns. He was getting, they just used up all their bullets because everyone's horrible shots. So they ended up using the guns to beat each other.
But Mother's Milk shouldn't be a horrible shot.
He should be.
He should have been taking them all out pretty quickly if he has a gun like that.
Yeah. If anyone, then the multiples, well, depending on what their training is, if they have any. But from the looks of their fighting, they look like they were just horrible. They were like ill prepared for everything.
No, I don't think they're trained in anything. Yeah.
They're roadies.
Yeah.
But what Butcher did was he attacked the girl, which drew Splitter's attention. Right? He attacked Firecracker, which got the multiple man Splitter to attackUtcher.
And they got, what do they call them? Prime or Alpha? The Prime or Alpha? I think it was a Prime. He jumped in there. He tackled them first. Yeah. And then they all dogpiled on them. I found it funny because Frenchie and the Mother's Milk were fighting them. They were looking at the pink eye.
Oh yeah, that pink eye is getting close.
Pink eye. I was like, first of all, that's a quick acting pink eye. Like I didn't think pink eye acts that fast, but hey,
you just wait. Maybe. That wasn't the first time they munched each other's back door.
That's what I was about to say. They probably been doing it for quite some time.
Pink eye from like a couple of nights ago.
Which then makes me to another question with this guy's powers. Like once he splits himself, can he reabsorb himself, or are they just there? Like he just made a whole nother person that's just around now.
And you got to feed that person,
right? Rent. Like, do you have a job as well? Right. What are we doing here?
Can he absorb them back? I don't know.
Well, but if you were going to absorb them back, you would have absorbed some of them back after you left the stage.
Yeah, I don't think he can absorb. I don't think he's been in a situation where he had to make this many of himself in a fight. So, like, he's just making more copies of himself than he probably ever had to.
Yeah, but even in a normal situation, like so say if I could split myself, like maybe I need to like have a conversation with myself. Like we're just talking. I need a little bit of company. After a while, I'll be like, hey man, you're eating too much. You need to go.
Or the five of you get jobs.
I mean, that's also in this economy. You need like 5 incomes, right? Anyway. So they get in. They're all scuffling. They're dogpiling on Butcher. They ended up getting most of them off of him, and then they add the Prime, who's left, and he catches the crowbar through the bottom, through the palate, and right through the head, and he's dying. Right, he's dying. He's dead. Butcher pulls the crowbar out. One of the copies call out and is like, Prime, and then not Prime, and then looks over to Firecracker. Yeah, did I say her name right this time?
You got it. Well,
okay. looks over the firecracker and is like, "We loved you since your first fake was fake German Nazi video or something." And then they all die. Yeah,
Well, he said, yeah, essentially it was something along the lines of, we've been following you since, before you were a you. It
right.
almost sounded like it was, the video was was like a some sort of explicit kind of content. Didn't sound like
It
it was
was no,
conspiratorial thing though.
no. It was fake Holocaust. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah,
He
fake.
said, since your first fake Holocaust, your hoax Holocaust video,
That's right.
and then
Which goes back to what this content is, man. It's really it's so extreme with how it's trying to depict certain factions in it.
yeah,
Well, that's what I was saying in the beginning. As much as we want to say the Starlighters are extreme, they're not. This content is specifically making fun of a extreme version of a group. It's not. They're not unbiased
Right.
in their,
Right.
Um,
So then she runs off.
yes.
she runs off. Butcher and Mother's Milk have a moment outside, and this is where he actually kicks him out. Oh, this might have been the second time he kicks him out. He ends up punching him a few times.
No, that was
First
before.
punch.
This
That
was
was before?
outside. No, this was outside.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, this is he does that, and then
before-
Butcher comes back.
That's why when
Right.
Butcher shows up, he's already bloody.
Yeah.
Right.
Mother's Milk took him out. But Butcher and Mother's Milk do have another scene after this where Butcher says, "You should have left me."
Mm.
And in the future, when you make a call like that, someone's not going to make it back, right? Make better calls in the future. Butcher's telling Mother's Milk, and then Butcher says, "Listen, man, I need your help to get this kid. I only got 6 months to live. I need your help." And this is when Mother's Milk said, "Sorry, man, too little, too late."
Yeah.
And Butcher's off on his own.
Which was surprising to me. I felt like that kind of stuff would have tugged on Mother's Milk's heartstrings because it's about the kid.
But what you actually saw here was in the other seasons, it would have broke him, and he would have said, "Okay, I'll let you back in."
Absolutely.
So this is a new call, and so what Butcher ends up doing is he goes back to his other CIA connection.
Which, oh man, I can't. How am I forgetting that actor's name? What's his name?
Why is he not
Three
on this
three
list?
names. He's got 3 names.
Oh man, freaking
Last
Negan,
him.
the comedian.
Something Morgan something.
Some of the J.
Jeffrey
Dean Morgan. Thank
There
you.
you go. So he goes to Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan gives him a chemical that's going to knock out. This thing would knock out a whole herd of.
Can I just talk about him real quick? If anybody wants to study a masterclass in acting that's not obvious, that's not like putting on a voice and doing a character walk, it's an actor who can come in and make you believe he's been there this whole time. He can walk in 5 minutes and make you believe him and Butcher have a whole life together. They haven't. These actors showed up, rehearsed their lines, probably had some fittings, knocked it out in a day. And you believe, you believed.
It was very casual. I've seen him in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
2 seasons.
And it wouldn't take nothing for you to imagine them two in the field together.
Right.
And it's that's the work of that actor, to be able to come into an ongoing show.
Some people have a certain weight and texture about them. Oh, here's that word. And this guy does. Everything he does, he brings this subtextual texture that embodies his character. And whatever he's saying, I'm getting 5 pages.
But when he played homegirls fiance, boyfriend, husband in a freaking Grey's Anatomy, he didn't come in with all this salt and pepper texture. He was this lovable guy, and then when he dies, you said he's that journeyman actor that can seamlessly fit himself into ongoing projects. He can slide into Walking Dead. You don't feel like, where'd you come? You feel like you're from a different world. He comes in like he's been there the whole time. Yeah. And his presence, you go, this might be the first person I've seen on this show have a scene with Butcher where I go, I'm not sure who's in authority here, or
Right.
was in authority back in the like who was in charge. I don't know.
Who's the alpha here?
Who's the alpha here?
When you go back, it seems like he was, right? Because he's like, "Where's the old butcher?"
Who saved who? They kind of allude to someone saving someone back in the day, right?
Probably saving each other.
Right. I mean, their scenes were just, I can watch their scenes like, give me more, please. But yeah, it gives them the freaking thing that can put down a herd of elephants, give it to Ryan.
Right.
And Butcher specifically, like, I'm bringing him in to bring him back to grace to do right by the kid. We're not going to train him up to be a killer. He's 12 years old. And then, Homeboy's like, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, until cut to the next scene where Butcher again has this moment of clarity and doesn't end up doing it. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character is like, yo, this is twice you've dropped the ball, Butcher. Twice
Mhm.
you had it in your court. The shot was right there. No one's guarding the basket, and you just dropped the ball.
And he's like, what if it was your son? Kind of asked him again because he didn't answer the first time.
Right.
And then he's like, absolutely. And if my son died, we will grieve him and mourn him like the hero he is.
Right.
It's like,
but the other thing that he says in that moment is he makes clear his intentions with the kid.
Absolutely.
We are going to train him because we're either going to condition him and train him to be the savior of man, or we're going to take him out before he turns into what his father is, enslaving us.
And specifically him saying, we're going to learn how to kill him. Because if we learn how to kill him, then we learn how to kill Homelander.
Right.
It's one or the other. And seeing Butcher, that's the thing. Like when we get off the plot a little bit, because the plot's repetitive, and you get these real human moments that you have Butcher and Ryan, and Butcher choosing to like play the game with the kid, and Ryan asks him, "Are you afraid to die?" And he kind of does his smug Butcher thing, but then eventually he's honest with him. And he says, "I'm freaking terrified because I haven't done anything good in this world, except you're here, and you represent your mother." And if I can do one thing right by you, then like maybe I've done something worth the relationship with her. Like, and this kid that plays Ryan is amazing. His vulnerability is like on his, like it's right there.
Yeah.
And then
that particular scene was also written really well, where
so rich.
Butcher's going to, because he's just dealing with his own mortality in this season, right? And so when the kid goes, "Are you scared?" we already know he is, and we know he's going to be honest with the kid and tell the kid about his fears, but he doesn't. But you know it's going to come eventually, and when it eventually did come, it came in a really good spot where the scene had finally earned that moment.
Yeah, and his fear isn't based around our natural fear of dying. It was based around the fear of leaving his wife's son without any type of protection.
Right.
Yeah.
And him being responsible. Well, because his wife, what her last dying request was, please look after my son, keep him safe.
And in Butcher's mind in previous seasons, to keep him safe was to say things to get him to go away from him. Because Butcher's like, I'm toxic, I can't. Because he even asked him, like, why'd you say those things about me? And he's just like, I push people away. They had like a real moment. And this is the problem with the content, is that he goes home and Homelander's like, I can smell Butcher on you. Why are you lying to me? And I'm like, Homelander, what's stopping you from just going and killing?
Because you kind of know where he is.
Like, and that's the part of it where it's like, y'all need to do more work to justify putting handcuffs on Superman.
Right. Unless you let Homelander embrace the confines that him and they do in the third season, right? I mean, he's about to take out Homelander at one point, and the kid steps in, and he does make clear that that's how you drive a wedge between me indefinitely. And so
we need to be reminded then.
I think so too, because now we're in season 4, and we're sitting here going, wait, you guys are Superman and Lex Luthor, and you just take him out at any point. Why aren't you doing it? And we're not reminded that the kid is actually the thing keeping you in check, because somewhere you know that doing that is going to sever your connection to the kid.
And Butcher's just being more aggressive with also getting close to Ryan too.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, so.
Well, and it doesn't make sense that in the end of near the end of episode 3, we see Butcher going after Huey, and he's fully determined to take him out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'll just do it now. And you're like, well, why don't you do it? Why haven't you done it? And if you're going to do him, just go do a lot of them. They're in the Flatiron Building. Right. Also, Field Marshal has said he's never even heard of this show.
Really? You never heard of The Boys?
It's a trip.
It's a trip.
If you like an adult version of the Justice League, or if you've seen any of the Invincible cartoon series, this is kind of a live action version of that, where it's not PC, it's not family friendly, it's graphic for the sake of graphic and shock for the sake of shock value.
Yeah.
But you're in a superhero world.
Superheroes aren't always good.
and correct me if I'm wrong, Lawrence. This is hands down one of your favorite shows, yeah?
It is, but I'm getting tired of filler. I'm getting tired of filler. Yeah.
Well, we're season 4 now.
Because, like we were saying, we're coming up with random reasons why Homelander isn't just killing the boys. And last season I was able to get down with it. They got Soldier Boy to help, and then they gave Butcher powers. I'm like, okay, you figured out a way so Homelander doesn't just destroy you.
Right. And season 1, they're in hiding the whole time.
They're in hiding. Yeah, they're much more discreet with how they're handling things. Now it's like, you don't have powers, you don't have Soldier Boy. Why are you guys not just dead?
And you're not hiding.
And you're not really hiding. So what's going on?
Because when they were hiding before, because when they captured Translucent, they had to put him kind of in like a Faraday cage to kind of block his transmitter, and also block the fact that stop Homelander from seeing through the walls to find him.
Maybe we're missing something. Maybe there's something with Newman and Homelander that is kind of like, you don't cross this line, I won't cross this line. Maybe there was something in season 3 that kind of set up a reason why. I don't know.
Geek Fusion, if you're still on the channel, maybe you picked up the thread we're missing with this content. Why is Homelander not just doing the job? And if it's not his son is the reason, I don't know what it is. Because even with the Newman character, she's trying to stop him from doing Huey, and he doesn't know what she's saying.
I think he won't. I know Homelander won't kill Starlight. That'll make her a martyr.
Right. Which isn't to say he wouldn't.
Okay, but she's also not pushing it. She's not going after Ryan, right? She's also not like...
Right. She doesn't care about the kid like that.
Yeah, she's not... I don't know. So, what happens next? We're on episode 3, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much episode... I mean, they introduced Starlight's... not Starlight's, Huey's mom, and...
I don't need any of it.
Didn't need none of it. I'm like, why are we doing this? Why am I looking at this 30-some-year-old man having mother issues at this point in your life? Like, come on, man.
And I do love the human stories that are interwoven into the superhero stuff. But by season 4, there's a pace that we're keeping. We got to keep this pace. And like his mom having power of attorney, that stuff would have been great in season 2.
Right. Yeah.
By season 4, I'm like, it's unnecessary conflict.
Right.
It's filler.
And him and his dad have already done this journey.
Yeah, his dad has already accepted that it's help. Okay, keep going. So yeah, that happened.
No, well, that was it. And come to find out that she works for Vought in the cosmetic or health care department.
If that doesn't pay off, then what is the point?
Yeah, there's nothing. So they have their little conflict where, if he finds out she has power of attorney, he's just like, why? And it's just a whole thing. She's talking with the lawyers, or he's talking with Starlight's lawyer about everything, and he's just like, no, this is pretty much your mother's in charge. You just try to work it out with her. And also,
the question you're asking is the same question I asked during all the Bond movies. Why do the villains always tell their plan? You know what? You're absolutely right. But I would say in this content, you get to be a mustache twirling villain once. We get to have Homelander kind of walk around with pomp and circumstance once. It can't happen every single season.
Right, and it's not just unless it's just his character, right? Like the whichever villain, Scooby-Doo villain, and that's just what that villain does every time. But there's a lot of characters that are doing that.
Like
So it's not just Homelander either.
The Joker won't kill Batman because Batman gives the Joker purpose. I don't find that Butcher matters to Homelander
Right.
at all.
Right. That's why if Butcher must matter to the kid in the way it registers with Homelander, but Homelander doesn't care about anybody. I mean, look at what happens when
he cares about the kid, or he wants to.
Yeah, but look at what happens when Sage, the smartest person on the planet, deduces that because two of the Starlighters were framed for the murder of the three people, right? So she deduced the only way this would have happened is if someone had given them information, intel.
We see A-Train show up to the freaking, their clubhouse and
right. So we know A-Train's conflicted. Somehow he needs to clear his guilty conscience by doing some sort of good. So he starts protecting Huey, and he starts.
True.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right. You're right. But I don't see the game in keeping Butcher alive when he has no. It's not like he doesn't just kill people that get him upset or in the way. He does it already.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And so when Sage brings in this person for questioning, the second and she's very resistant towards incriminating herself at all, and then she pseudo starts to say, I know about this, and the
laser beam to the head
instantly, and Sister Sage is going, don't you think it would have been wise to let her finish that sentence? And he goes, yeah, I guess you're right. I am vindictive. And he walks out, right? And so you're like, that's this guy's character. Why is he not completely just snuffing out the rest of these guys who are actually causing him problems?
They're such a nuisance. He keeps saying human beings are like toys to play with. Well, these toys keep yucking your yum.
Maybe that's the way he likes to play.
I get it now. It's a weird rom-com. It's super. My super ex-girlfriend is more traditional super rom-com. The Boys is like an alternate rom-com. I don't know if The Boys is a rom-com.
It's not a rom-com.
Maybe I missed that part of the podcast.
It's not a rom. It's not a rom. But The Boys are not a rom-com.
It's a
well,
parody.
I was talking about. I said Hitman. Hitman's a rom-com. I watched that this week.
Oh.
The Boys is not a rom-com, Corey. Not a rom-com. And certainly not for the family.
Homelander and Butcher's relationship is like Lex Luthor and Superman. You're right. And if Lex Luthor had the power, he would have killed Superman on sight day one. The reason why he can't is because he can't figure out how to do so. But if Lex Luthor has Superman's powers and Superman was just a regular guy, it would have been done.
Yeah.
On sight. Opening credits. You're out.
Laser beam through the head.
Like, doesn't even have to get close to you. So that happens. And then let's fast track this thing. What else happens in this episode? Well, I'll tell you, the Huey thing with his mom, I actually really enjoyed that scene. I just wish it was in a different season. I wish we were dealing with this
like season 2.
Yeah, where he sees the real ramifications of choosing this life over his personal life.
Yeah.
Like you've already made your choice. We're season 4. Like, suck it up, Buttercup. But remember the final season. Remember the season finale of season 1 of how he locked Superman in that cell because he wanted him to know that he was going to marry Lois Lane. Yeah, absolutely. And I can even agree with you, etc., of the reason why Homelander doesn't kill Butcher in season 1, but by season 4, this nuisance.
Right.
It's hard.
Well, and then that's the point. We are running out of excuses. When they were in the hotel and Butcher grabbed the kid, and I'm sitting here going, the last time Homelander and Butcher squared up, they were going to take each other out, no question.
The only reason Homelander didn't die is because he was taking V. It wasn't because Homelander pulled his punches.
Right.
You know, like, so we know, like, Homelander he
Right.
will kill him.
There's no excuse. And he loves his kid, but he doesn't love his kid enough that he thinks his kid is smarter than him.
I think The Boys may be a romantic comedy. Y'all are missing. You know, maybe I don't know what a romantic comedy is.
Yeah, you could be right, Corey. Keep with that.
So yeah.
So are we on the Dancing with Ice scene?
Yeah. So season 3, we got Dakota Bob, the congressman, or right, something like that. Taking into consideration.
Well, maybe that is the thing, and I think we did explore that. Taking into consideration, you guys can read it who's watching. I think that is the thing. I think it was season 2 where you got that scene of like Homelander and Butcher sitting across the table from each other. Was that season 3? So we do have that.
Better read it out loud for anyone who might not have eyesight and they enjoy our narrative.
Oh, taking into consideration, et cetera, so forth and so on, says the fact that no one else challenges Homelander, even his fellow superheroes are scared of him. Butcher's the only one that challenges him. And I mean, Homelander has gone on to say he's tired of these sycophants who just yes men. So maybe there is something to Butcher where he feels like finally a worthy adversary.
Well,
I can get with that.
And if he looks at them as toys, then this toy at least presents a certain degree of challenge to play with it.
And I can rock with that answer before Ryan showed up. But it's like Homelander loves being on the winning side. And as long as Butcher's around, he knows Ryan loves him more.
Well, he loves him at least enough to defy his father's wishes.
Right.
Question his father's intent.
I'm not saying the reasons aren't there for Homelander not to kill Butcher. We're just not leaning into it enough for it to be playing out in front of us. Like, we're doing a lot of like thinking for the narrative. So yeah, we're at the Ice Capades.
What we got a key point here. We got Newman talking to Dakota Bob, and they're talking about banning soups from military, police, private policing, government positions.
Yeah,
and
because they know she's a soup, but she doesn't know. Do they know?
I don't think they know. No,
they don't know.
No, the boys know that she's a soup,
but they don't know.
Doesn't know. No,
the CIA doesn't know.
The CIA doesn't know.
I thought they did.
No, that's where they got the intel on how to kill her. I think they know, but she doesn't. She doesn't know they know.
She doesn't know they know exactly. Yeah, but they know.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Which is why. Yeah, I think that's why he said that to her, like trying to like
and
get
the
her
way
to,
he said it to her, and
trying to get her to incriminate herself.
Exactly.
Homelander Butcher's like watching the R-rated version of Wile E. Coyote and the Gorilla Runner. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Except that the Coyote is the one that has super speed, and Butcher's the one that's slow. So you're trying to figure out, why can't that Coyote just get the Roadrunner? He's slow.
So Ashley, pretty much gets put in her place. Not put in a place. They take her out of her role as CEO, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sister Sage is.
You jumped off the ice. You jumped off the escapades.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I had jumped to the end of the episode.
Yeah. So we get to the boardroom of the seven, and Sister Sage is now officially part of it. Noir is still talking, and I love all of these scenes as A-Train just walks by. It's like, shut up, just shut up. Just tell him to shut up real quick, and just keeps it pushing. Because now Noir is doing too much at times. Like when he was introduced on the stage, he was sitting there doing all this extra stuff.
You're doing too much.
Yeah. He was talking to Ash. He was like, "I need to know what's my motivation." Like he's in a ninja dojo, but he knows no martial arts from what I can tell. And then A-Train walks by, just shut up. And they all sit down. They introduce Sister Sage.
So true.
Sister Sage to the new hierarchy of everything, and they pretty much take Ashley out. And they're saying, "No, you still work for us, but you're more like a mascot.
Ronald McDonald.
You're Ronald McDonald. Yeah, So this obviously makes Sister Sage upset. Not Sister Sage. Makes Ashley upset. She goes to her room. She's venting to her from season
To her
3.
sub.
Yes, this dude is on the floor naked, chained up, and she's like putting uh, nut stomping boots on, to say the least. That's what they are, right? And she's just pretty much like, like, I could have been working at Disney. I could have quit a long time ago. Then she was like, "Who wants their nuts stomped on?" Oh, this is what he also says. You should give them do like an upper decker. Just leave a floater in the toilet. That's what I do, and it really helps me. So she's like, blah, 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 blah. Who wants their nuts stomped on? He's just like, me. I don't know why you would ever want your nuts
In the
stomped on.
rom-com way, Homelander loves himself, but is too awkward and self-loathing and say anything because he's afraid of rejecting himself. So he tried to doll up for Butcher for prom.
What?
That is well thought out.
That's the content.
That is well thought
You
out.
nailed it.
And I love that every time Marshall comes
Yep.
back, he's like, we're on ball crushing right now,
We're on
Marshall.
ball crushing.
I think you should watch The Boys.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of everything.
So now we go to the ice capades. Right? I believe it's the ice capades. They also
we have skipped one character. He's not
Who's that?
really worth talking about, but the entire content
Oh, yeah.
has his
Yeah.
sexual mistress in his closet. The
Yeah.
entire season so far, and Field Marshal, you'll like this one.
Willie?
The Deep's mistress is an octopus, because the Deep is basically an Aquaman character who can talk to aquatic life, and he is in a relationship with an octopus
that he has relations with,
which no one approves of, so he has to keep it secret. And he told Homelander the last season that he actually killed the octopus, but he didn't. He's just hiding her. And the octopus has got all kinds of feelings at this point. She's like, "Put me back in the tank."
Lovely voice. She has a lovely voice.
She has a voice and everything.
But he's also keeping the octopus's secret to protect it from Homelander. Because remember, Homelander made him eat his last girlfriend?
No, this was the last.
No, he made it.
No, he made it. No, that was his girlfriend. That was like his friend.
He
Todd.
made it. Yes, he made
but
it.
He made it. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why the F did you think I would like that?
Well, maybe you just want some context for the backstory. If you're rocking the conversation.
Like,
all right, so
you'll like this especially.
Yes, they got the ice capades. But first, during the meeting, what A-Train gets a text from his brother, which actually season 2 on episode 2, A-Train brother confronts him while he's walking with his nephews, recanting stories of a past save, and they come to find out that save was staged the whole time. Like,
hopefully,
all of his saves
never, etc.
Does he eat a baby in the comics?
I don't know. I don't know. The comics are weird.
I don't think so.
I'll say, Rich, like I said in the beginning, the Ryan story and the A-Train story is what I'm the most invested in plot-wise. Like, I love seeing, even before this, A-Train like doing the movie of his life, and it's not the movie of his life. And Will Ferrell is kind of playing the role of his brother, and like they're just bastardizing his whole life.
Yes.
And he's just getting tired of it. If you were in my command, I have you
walk
barefoot across a live minefield. Jack, that is the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to you.
Yeah. Count my blessings. I'm not in his command.
He does, but it was the clone that did it.
Oh, yes, the clone noir. Yes,
in the comics, yeah.
Comics, yes, in the comics.
Oh, that's the comics is rough.
Yeah,
it fell off. It's not a good comic book, and they ran out of shock factor. And I think the whole book kind of just fell off. Marshall wants to know he was joking. He won't actually have you walk through a live minefield.
Thank goodness. Thank you for clarifying that.
So you get that kind of like that the
maybe he's not joking.
I'm feeling like a yo-yo now. I'm like pulled up and down. Rich, sorry. Rich is gonna get
the rift between A-Train and his brother, which we kind of got before when season 2, because he broke his back and so on and so forth. But now the truth is out with his family, the little ones that look up to him, like, oh no, you're a fraud, right?
Which is interesting because I know with the Ryan thing they were setting it up, but I guess in my mind I didn't think how many of their saves were staged.
Mm.
Like I didn't think obviously Homelander has saved people before, he said it. But I didn't realize like the bulk of the 7 saves were probably all fake. I didn't realize it.
I didn't get that feeling until this
season,
that episode.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, but it tracks ish.
Yes.
What's our handle on Twitch, Rich?
I believe it's the same. 3 brothers and a shot of milk.
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 So yeah, they have that moment, and it just kind of like, well, Huey and Starlight are there to see it, but also just everything that's going on. What's his Mother's Milk is like, we can flip A-Train.
Right.
I see it. We can flip him.
So while they're having the meeting at the tower, he gets a text. It's from his brother, but it ends up being Mother's Milk. They have a cold conversation, and A-Train was like, "Well, how do you know I won't? How do you know I'm going to be into this?" He's like, "Well, you're still here, aren't you?" And then it kind of just fades from there.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets them on that. I think because remember that season when I think it was last season, he makes his outfit like pro-black with the green.
Yes, he was getting him on that.
Diaspora. He was like, I think when you fake the funk, trying to be pro-black and for the people, that it actually got real for you. And something changed in you.
And then he was looking at his face like, you got the circles on the eyes. You don't seem to be sleeping much, and so on. Yeah, he started hitting on him.
God, I hope he's not joking. Jack would find all the mines. Do you hope he's not joking? Jack, this is your family.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the views. That's what I got to say about that.
Amen.
Now we're at the Ice Capades. Okay.
You think I'd find all the mines after finding the first mine?
I feel like your body parts would just scatter.
Yo, you would blow up, and each body part would hit each mine. Like, how did he do that?
The most valuable player in that moment. You're like,
it's one-time use, but it's very, very valuable.
Clear them all.
It's like we all know where the mines are.
All right, so Ice Capades.
Thanks, Jack.
So
I love their Ice Capade costumes. I love that they're like generic, just like glittery versions of what they already have. I love that attention to detail.
And there's so much content for these characters.
Yeah, so the Ice Capades, they're talking about the holidays. No, it's not Happy Holidays. We just say Happy Merry Christmas. Where did Jack meet? Everywhere.
Where did Jack? Everywhere. The love of an older brother, such a beautiful thing.
Connie Alaska in the house.
Connie Alaska, she's probably always been here. Hi, Connie.
Oh.
So yes, they're it's again with the very extreme kind of allegory they're going with. And Huey is in the vents.
He's in the vents. Like, why you shove a 6'3" guy up in the vents?
Like,
which I was right, and there were huge vents, but
humongous vents.
Only by blood law.
Blood law.
Only by blood law.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, cool like that. He can call you law. Got it.
I think so.
Got it. But so they're climbing through the vents, and he's going to plant a bug because the senator is going to talk to Homelander, but the senator's there early, which wasn't a problem at first because she's down talking and schmoozing. But then here comes Homelander,
who's not supposed to be there.
He's not supposed to be there.
But if you were Rich, if you remember the boys, let's say the 3 of us, 4 of us, Chris, he's our Huey.
Right.
Let's say we're the boys. Anytime we're doing anything, any mission, we would always have to have a Homelander contingency in place. You'd imagine you would have a Homelander. What do we do if Homelander shows up?
Chris is the Huey. Who are the other ones?
Well, Rich is Butcher, obviously. I'm Mother's Milk, obviously. You're Starlight.
Yeah, I'll take it. All right.
Yeah.
You're joking. Listen, you gotta pick. I'm either walking or I'm not walking. No more yo-yo. All right, let's.
So Huey's in the vents.
Huey's in the vents, which I find interesting that they pick and choose when Homelander can use his powers? Because I feel like
To what
Huey's making
extent?
enough noise. Homelander should have heard him up there.
But they're also singing and stuff. So maybe
But-
that's taking his attention.
But they're in the booth. That noise is like right there.
Yeah, but look at what happens when in this episode when Homelander goes to use his heat vision, the dude turns on a stage light and he's blinded.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense.
There was
No, I can't
problems
say that.
with this whole
I
scene.
can't say that doesn't make sense. We don't know. His eyes can be just as vulnerable as ours when it comes to
But
like
we
we
think
don't
his eyes
know.
are like super sensitive when he's using his powers.
Or just a blinding light can blind him. Like we haven't actually seen. We apply Superman and Omni-Man logic to him. We
Right.
actually haven't seen it in play.
There was issues with this whole thing. Okay. First of all, Mother's Milk. When he found out the Homelander, Mother's Milk instantly just held his breath. Like, oh no, he can hear me breathing, which kind of makes sense because if he can identify the sweat that dropped off Homeboy,
As
Huey,
Homeboy, right?
as
Yeah.
Home,
Right. He recognized the sweat.
yeah, he knew exactly who it was. And then here comes
But it
another
also
issue
landed.
with that.
It also landed on him. So it wasn't like
Right,
he
it
just smelled
landed
it from
on
afar.
right.
It landed on him.
But then he
But-
like, Huey,
But-
I recognize that sweat anywhere.
But did I don't know if he knew it was Huey, right?
Is
He just
this
he
the
just knew
first
that it was
time?
somebody in a vent.
He
No, he
knew.
said-
No, he knew it was Huey.
Okay.
He said it's your boy, and that's why she
Yeah.
goes, "Don't kill him." And he goes, "No." She said, "Don't kill him."
So what's the problem with this part?
She says,
Uh,
"Don't kill him. If you kill him, he'll out me as being a soup." And he goes, "Good. It's about time everyone knows."
Yeah,
So what's-
that was my problem. Was the fact that if he can smell him just off the sweat, he should have been smelling him from along because he's sweating. Like he has hormones and pheromones jumping off him. He should have been smelling. He got the sense of a bloodhound, pretty much. Like he should have smelled him a long time ago. He should have heard him a long time ago. I mean, he does X-ray visions, at random at any given time where he sees people. Like he X-rayed Butcher and saw the tumor on his brain.
I wonder. My plausible deniability for this is he's not Superman, so I think he has to choose to focus his power. He doesn't just have like super hearing on all the time. And if he's in a place where there's a lot of people and a lot of sounds, unless he's specifically listening for it, he may not hear it.
Does Homelander have X-ray vision?
They kind of imply it when he looks at Butcher's head and goes,
That's the only time I've ever seen it implied, right?
I can't remember.
When I forgot it was season 1 or 2 when he was I believe he was looking through the walls. When he was in his office, he was looking through the walls at his handler. What's her name? And he was.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
He was spying on her.
Yeah.
Fly. So now I'm mad confused because if he's got
Is that your
X-ray
$100
vision,
Superman figure that just fell on the floor?
Maybe.
so if he has X-ray vision, how is he not looking to the vent and see Stewie crawling around on his belly?
Because I think Homelander's powers aren't as precise as Superman, so he has to choose to decide to use it. So unless he,
Look at the S on the back of that cape.
I love that S. Jack, stay with me. So if Homelander's not like, there's something up there, let me look, he may not be aware of it until something.
But he knew
gets
someone was up there.
when the sweat landed on him. He did.
Yeah, but then he's like he shot his laser load like 7 times.
Huey's the main character, so of course he can run away from laser beams.
He has plot armor. Like he's faster than A-Train at times. Because there's
plot
no
armor.
way he was getting away from that quick.
That's plot armor.
Well, and thank goodness, speaking of A-Train, the only way Huey, I guess, ended up making it out was A-Train ran into the vents and found him and pulled him into an alley.
No,
No,
Huey got down. Huey got down. He was running through the hallway.
He was running.
And then A-Train got him, which we didn't see, but he got him. We just saw him when he dropped him off. And then he was like, what's the deal? And A-Train didn't say much. He looked like he kind of wanted to say something. Then he just booked.
A-Train is kind of still trying to make up to this guy for his girlfriend. Like every season there's a moment. Now, this is, and I maybe I'm getting old, but like I didn't need the unnecessary mayhem on the ice.
Right. It was crazy.
I liked Homelander going out of control, and
that was enough. But then the guy with the
everyone's ice skates was just killing each other.
It was crazy. I was like, why? Why do we?
The one guy like goes over the railing and
just like it's when your parody turns into a farce. It's like it's okay as a parody. It can't turn into like National
Right.
Lampoons.
Like one or two, but literally everybody was
Like
like it
over
was
the
so
finger,
much
which is
carnage.
fine.
Yeah.
It was so much carnage that at the end of the day, you cannot blame anyone other than the boys for all these civilians being. These are just actors with a job.
I blame Homelander.
No, but it was okay, sure. But it's the boys put Homelander in a position where he set that ball in motion, but they set him rolling. The boys being there is what caused 10 civilian actors to be killed.
That's the way to look at it. Or it could be that Homelander was murderous and out of control.
Homelander
He was
accidentally,
looking to kill people.
but no, I'm sorry. Hang on. Homelander was looking to kill Huey, and
Yeah.
Butcher I'm sorry. Mother's Milk blinded him, causing Butcher to accidentally hit the other guy. So it's actually Mother's Milk caused Butcher to Homelander to do
I
it.
still would say it's Homelander's fault.
Who turned on the stage light?
Who was
They
using
were-
laser
they were-
beams?
They were already on.
Who was
He just
sweating on
redirected
Homelander?
them.
No, he did sweat on Homelander.
That's right. When's the last time you got sweat on by somebody and was like down for it?
Stay out of my business.
Right. So you'd be lighting them up.
Stay out of my
Hey.
business, Jack.
Hey.
Hey.
Uh,
So yes, A-Train Fly gets him out.
yes, and now we're right with Kimiko and Frenchie. Kimiko went to go.
Skip this part.
So then that's the end of episode 3.
That's pretty much the end. There was a moment where Starlight, Kimiko, and Frenchie were together. They were drinking, and Kimiko was like,
this
"Hey,
is a big
why are you
part.
getting high? Rehab and everything. It was working. Why are you going back down this road?" Pretty much, and he was like, "You know what? Stay out of my business."
And the big thing about Starlight, and I enjoyed this too, is that she does confront Firecracker.
Right.
Yeah. Firecracker is like, you pretty much destroyed my reputation, destroyed my dreams by putting this rumor out, and I couldn't do anything.
Much.
Because Starlight's like, there's no way you can believe this. And she's like, I'm doing everything I can to destroy you because you're not this person everyone thinks you are. And I kind of love it. And it's petty, and I love it because she destroyed this girl's dream. Like everything Starlight blamed her mother for, pushing her, forcing her.
She was doing though.
She did that to her.
Someone else, yeah.
And
so
she passed it off on her mother in the scene. She's like, "Oh man, my mother."
Yeah, she still didn't take responsibility all the way at first.
No,
it works as a romantic comedy. Lawrence. Side note: Law types faster with less typos, but you all keep describing a disturbed American romantic comedy. I don't know what other genre could this be.
Right, you're right. Listen, you don't need to keep arguing your logic here. It's clearly a romantic comedy.
I'm obviously coming back. I do love this content, and to be quite honest with you, it can be filler, it can be repetitive, and I'm still going to enjoy this content.
Are you still watching Star Wars?
No.
I'm jumping back on the Acolyte. I haven't. This week I haven't watched anything. I haven't even watched the new episode of Superman yet.
I want to watch the disaster that is episode 3. But
why is it a disaster? Like I feel like
you don't care about this lore of Star Wars, so that's why Star Wars don't matter.
I heard
no one cares about the lore.
The people that actually follow Star Wars, yes, they do.
But
they're literally making stuff up at this point.
They did that with George Lucas didn't make this out of some like crazy bio. He was just having fun and then made prequels that barely link up.
And now there's a lore. Sorry. There's too much stuff out there. No, sorry, no.
He's right.
This isn't the first.
When I looked at like the Mandalorian and stuff like that. When I watched the Mandalorian, I literally went back and just went down my little rabbit hole of finding out about the Mandalorians and all of their stuff, all of their backstory.
I feel like I agree with Marshall here. I feel like we look at Star Wars like it's this Game of Thrones. Every T is crossed, every I is dotted, perfectly piece of art, and it's not. It's not.
It is.
One more time.
The continuity is probably all over the place if you were to watch them all. It probably makes no Obi-Wan did more damage to the first movies.
I did not like Obi-Wan.
Phil Marshall says he's in a bunker overseeing war games. America scares me.
Okay.
America scares us too, being honest.
Well, yeah. Episode 3 was the only one worth watching.
Why?
That's what I keep hearing, man. I keep hearing episode 3 is
I feel like Star Wars.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. I gotta watch
Super Star Wars fanboys are just ready to poop all over this.
No, listen, my buddy, if you want,
because I'm a bigot.
Whoa, hey man,
I wasn't gonna go there, but I will say yes. The Acolyte is getting destroyed because listen, nobody want to see black people and women like leading these things. Y'all are used to like a very green white people and green people in this world, unless you're Billy D. Williams. But that's Billy D. Williams, baby.
Listen, I don't mind. I didn't
call you a bigot.
You just got to make it make sense to me. Bring on a strong, powerful woman. I can care less, as long as it makes sense.
Star Wars babies.
It's a kids show
about Star Wars babies.
Star Trek is much better. I think Rich would agree with you.
Star Trek is much better, but I'm not sure about the recent stuff because I haven't watched it yet. So
it's a lot of recent stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of recent
stuff. Yeah, maybe it's because my heartstrings don't live and die on Star Wars like that. I just want to see a good story.
The other one, wait, we were talking about this 2 weeks ago,
right? Mace Windu, and everyone loved the prequels. Everyone loved those prequels. Right. George Lucas was making bad Star Wars movies.
Well, you remember what Carl Sagan said about it when they asked him? He's the head of the study development and NASA back in the day, and then when George Lucas was put on the grill, and they were like, "Hey, man, your content set in space seems pretty whitewashed. Where evolutionary traits would have completely changed everybody." He said it's more about. He said something along the lines of it being more about robot persecution, not human persecution. And then he does mention, he goes, we had Lando in there and Samuel L. And I was like, you were winning the argument until you mentioned.
I have black friends.
Yeah, exactly. Don't say that.
And look, etc. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Disney, hold on. Let me go back. Corey's like, it's a kid's show. It's all about those little girls. Don't know what
that means. Okay.
Little girls are horrible. All right.
Northern Nomad showed up.
Northern Nomad,
freaking dope handle. Disney was the downfall of Star Wars. I would argue George Lucas was. Don't nobody like freaking. What was his name?
Is right. Northern Nomad? I gotta know. Are you from Alaska?
What was his name?
Where you from, Northern?
Who?
The character that everybody hates from the prequels.
Oh, Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, Disney didn't create Jar Jar Binks.
We forget about him. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The prequels compared to what Disney is pumping out now look like The Godfather compared.
Well, I don't know about that.
I can't.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I respectfully disagree. The movies are great. Some of
them are great. Yeah, some are pretty great.
The only reason they're making Star Wars TV shows is because they found out their movies are. No, I think they're making Star Wars TV shows because we had I can't say the word in 2020 because we'll get demonetized, and everybody put out streaming stuff. Minnesota.
Well, it does get pretty wintry in Minnesota.
I don't know. I didn't realize. I guess I should have realized people look at Star Wars like Game of Thrones, and I'm like, y'all know this it's not sophisticated storytelling. It's just fun.
Is House of the Dragon sophisticated storytelling?
I don't know. It premieres tonight. I would say it's more sophisticated.
Oh, it does.
It does. I was right.
Oh, yeah. Can we wrap this up?
Yes, we can. I'm gonna have some Chinese food.
How many time jumps do you think we're gonna get in this episode?
Hey, I'm out. Disney is
this whole episode is a time jump. The third episode is a time jump
of Star Wars.
Of Star Wars, yeah. The third episode of The Acolyte is a time jump. It's when they're done. Then
I'm out.
No, it's a flashback. It's a flashback.
Disney. I'm sorry. A flashback. Yes.
We can't say Disney's crap, man. They just like our attention spans. We can't say Disney's crap when we all were just
to be honest, even some of the Disney shows and movies that they put out were not good.
Did you not have a joygasm over X-Men '97?
That's X-Men '97.
Where did you watch it on?
What out of the how much stuff that came out?
If we get one thing that's
wait.
perfect in
That's
the
not
world,
how this is judged. It's not because I
wait.
get one thing. It's the fact, what are they putting out as a whole? They're putting out garbage as a whole, and
they're not putting out garbage as a whole.
Wait, Lawrence is right about this. Rich, there was this guy.
Don't be throwing your mic up on me.
Rich is out. You know what? You know what I'm gonna say, and it's what Harold Clurman said. You know, Harold Clurman, who is like the father of the American theater.
I disagree with this guy, Jack, but keep going. I disagree with everything you're about to say, but keep going.
Well, he got something to it. Harold Clurman said that in order to really appreciate the good stuff, you need to keep putting crap out. You just need to keep putting crap out so you can really appreciate.
I don't think that's the strategic play. No one spends all the money to put crap out.
Yeah,
but
of course not.
I think storytelling is very hard. It's very hard to captivate people.
But you have to keep throwing things at the board in order to hit a bullseye.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Yes, George Lucas may have created Jar Jar Binks, but at least he doesn't have what Disney has given us with the Acolyte, with communist, Marxist, socialist hypocrite.
I gotta go back and watch. I missed it.
Yes, they're witches. Yes, they're witches.
But the witches were in Ahsoka too.
These are different witches.
Are they different witches? I gotta watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what? They can't. So you can't have witches in Star Wars.
It don't make sense.
Why don't it make sense? This is a
watch episode 3. Watch episode 3.
The Force is being forced.
The twins, the sisters. Episode 3 is all a flashback. That episode is about those little girls and their hopes and dreams. Come on, these kids were torn. Yeah, I think. What do y'all? I feel like y'all are not watching it right.
You got to watch it in order to chime in on it.
On the other hand, I'm just even going off of episode 1 and 2. I feel like people are watching. Maybe Star Wars is Game of Thrones, and maybe I'm just watching it like this. Right. They're treating it like it's this thing. Oh, it's like lightsabers and fighting. It's like not that deep. I know there's a lore. I'm being very disrespectful. On the other hand, they have done okay with Marvel. Sometimes.
There's also over 40 years of it. So, as a thing evolves, it has to continue to.
But I believe that. There hasn't been over 40 years. There was a string of movies. There's been a string of movies in the 70s. Then we went radio silent to like 2000.
40
and then
years of content.
No, but it's not 40 years of continuous content. It's 40 years of stopping and starting.
No, actually, you're wrong, because after
the comics aren't canon. The books aren't canon.
Of course they're canon.
No, they said it's not canon.
And the video games turned canon.
Yeah.
So
now
if the video
they're
games
not
are turning canon and the comic
nothing is not canon.
Canon or not, it's still lore.
Sure.
It's still lore.
But when we talk about 40 years of content, that's all looked at as fan fiction. There's wonderful fan fiction that came out between movies.
Sith Lord? I don't know about that one.
If you want witches, I'll let you meet my sisters.
Wow.
Rich, you were ready for that.
I was. I saw it. I'm like, oh, we going.
Harold Clurman also suggested wiping the crap with a bare hand.
Wow. Okay.
Did he? Did he?
I don't know about that.
With these witches somehow creating those two little girls. Okay, you know what? I can't debate with you, etc. I didn't see episode 3. You doing deep dive. I can't even rock with you.
Finally put in his place.
Yeah, because Anakin was supposed to be the first one that had been conceived from the Force, because from episode 3, the Emperor tells Anakin about his former master using the Force to create life. So what if he lied to him? That's what bad guys do. So I didn't know you were that invested in Star Wars.
Clearly, we have to watch.
There's a lot you don't know about. You know, I was into Star Trek.
I didn't.
I was into Dungeons and Dragons for a little bit too.
No, because you hid that geeky side of me.
I did.
And that's probably that was messed up because you knew I was a geek. I had toys and everything. And you over here like I play video games and I'm cool.
Dungeons and Dragons is a different thing, bro. It's a whole nother.
I would have played with you. My one question is, who the F is writing the story?
Monkeys.
No, but there's a dude that writes the stories that is doing a good job. Like the Mandalorian guy.
Episode 3 was written by 2 women.
What is that?
It's bad.
Because women can't write Star Wars?
I'm not saying they can't write bad Star Wars. They wrote a bad episode on that one.
Man.
Think I don't know that?
Of course I'm investing in Star Wars. I'm investing in a lot of things. What am I going to do? Pay attention to my wife? Speaking of which, isn't she? Where is she? Isn't she usually here?
You better take it back.
Oh, you can tell she's not on the chat today.
Yeah,
I was a
fan
geek
art
once, and I
definitely.
became a field marshal. Yeah, you became a real freaking superhero. The rest of us play with toys. You out here like being a real hero.
Hey
Thanks,
man, he's
thank
trying
you
to
for
get me to
rubbing it
walk
in.
across the minefield on my belly.
You didn't say on your belly,
He
He said
did
barefoot.
skip that one.
barefoot. He
He
says he wants you barefoot.
go back down the feet. He got me crawling on my belly.
Palpatine is a liar.
They're all liars. Don't you watch
You know why I have to realize I have to bow out of this debate? 'Cause
Because
I don't even know who Palpatine is.
Wow. Wow.
He's just
Okay.
that invested. How is it we have a show where we talk about this content?
No, I
nothing-
say superheroes, movies, TV, comic, anime, action figures, and I guess I do say and more. I never say sci-fi. I never say fantasy on purpose.
content adjacent.
And this is our content. Well, that's why we
When
got
are
Rich.
you and Rich gonna do your top 10 horror list?
Why are we doing horror?
I don't know. We don't gotta be horror. It's something we can talk about and rank.
Wow, that's another jab at the wives.
Palpatine is my wife then. I know better than say something that's gonna live online forever, man. But I agree with you, Field Marshal. Star Wars is not sci-fi. Yeah, it's a space opera. It leans more towards fantasy. Star Trek is sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing science fiction about Star Wars. They're not telling you this science is real and we're going to apply fiction to it. They're like it's a fairy tale. It's a boy fairy tale. It's King Arthur in space.
Wow, broke that down. Pretty
What do you want to
easy.
rank, Rich?
We should do something anime related. That's what we generally talk about the most.
And do I watch enough to rank?
I guess not.
Although I will say, Kaiju number 8. And that intro is why they go. Wait, why they?
What?
It's kind of ridiculous how hard they went on that intro.
It's like that's what I love about anime, because sometimes you'll just have like regular intros, and other times they just go hard for no reason. Like, why are these intros and outros so hard?
And why is your outro a completely different song that smacks?
And that was The Boys season 4.
Saying.
What is going? What is she gonna do? Kick me out? My dude's on everything she uses. Hey, I'm not getting in your business, Phil Marshall. I'm not getting in your business. Yeah, Rich and I maybe we'll rank our favorite anime or Spider-Man movies. Rich.
We do Spider-Man movies.
Does Venom count as a Spider-Man movie?
No,
does not. No.
Live action too. Lawrence, the wife isn't on because we were at a rodeo when you guys started the show, and she hasn't jumped on. You guys at a rodeo? You guys went to a rodeo? Where do you live?
Alaska. Have you been on this show?
Wait, they all live in Alaska?
Yeah,
Are they all huddled behind the same computer?
Wow. No, they have different computers in Alaska, man. They have their own appliances.
Star Trek is communist?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
It's more like a socialist, right? More like they're all like...
It's a good mixing of things.
Yeah.
But everyone's got a tooth in their head.
Anchorage, Alaska. So you guys went to a rodeo.
Lawrence, where you been? Yeah, it was a rodeo with whales. It was a whale rodeo.
I've been gone. All I hear is a lot of people are from Alaska, but I didn't really find out who is from Alaska.
And we got Minnesota and Germany now.
If I wanted to run a tank into the house. Great show as always. Thank you, Connie. Yeah, Rich, I think...
She's trying to wrap it up for us.
Thank you.
Sorry, Connie.
I need to watch House of the Dragon.
Didn't know you had something to do. Oh, no, you got to watch House of the Dragons. You're right. Listen, that's The Boys season 4, episode 1 through 3.
I think I can pull some recommendations out of my butt.
Pull them out your butt. Pull them out your butt.
I think we've done this before.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did you have an intro for recommendations? I know Jack does, but do you have one?
I do not. No, we didn't get no intro.
All right, well, Jack, it's time for some recommendations. Well, I will say, I think we've done this list before, but it's all good. If you enjoy The Boys, here's some content that you also might enjoy. Jack already mentioned too. I think you'll love Invincible if you watch The Boys. It's kind of like it's right there for you. If you enjoy The Boys, I think you're gonna love.
That's it, just Invincible.
Nah, you said what was that other one you said? You said Invincible and something else that was right there.
Well, what's like Kick Ass?
Yeah, you'll love Kick Ass. Anything that's like a parody on superhero culture. So I think you'll love Kick Ass. You'll love Invincible. I mean, even Brightburn. If you want to see like hero archetypes going left, it's. I mean, those are content you should definitely check out. But Invincible for sure. Lawrence, I'm being nice about this, but if you don't know who Palpatine is, you can't call yourself a Star Wars fan. And Field Marshal, you don't even got to be nice about it, because I won't even call myself a Star Wars fan. That's why I can enjoy the Acolyte.
And I feel like that's what it is. You can't be a fan of Star Wars to enjoy the Acolyte. I just don't believe. I just don't believe you can.
Just like I feel like you can't be a Spider-Man fan and think Andrew Garfield had the best Spider-Man movies.
If you don't shut your
Wait, do you think Andrew Garfield had the best Spider-Man movies?
I thought I thoroughly enjoyed Andrew Garfield's Spider-Mans. All right.
What about? Did you see them?
You know what? All of y'all.
Get out of here.
I'm not taking anything away from Andrew Garfield.
Those are my favorite kind of recommendations.
He's amazing.
Too, Corey.
Anal recommendations.
That's how I pull it out my butt.
Use a lot of lube.
Easy. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers watching
happy
this.
Father's Day.
Happy
Yes.
Father's Day. All right, that's all I got. Rich, take us out. And yes, Rich prefers the Amazing Spider-Man movies over Tobey Maguire's movies, which is weird.
Yeah.
Rich, would you like to borrow my tank to run over Lawrence?
No, it's not that. It's not that serious.
Rich is letting you borrow a tank. Just say you'll run over me.
You're right. You're right. When am I ever going to get to borrow a tank?
Yeah, borrow that tank.
Driving it cross country. How much does that cost in gas? How many miles a gallon does a tank get?
Thank you, etc. So forth.
Tanks have horrible gas mileage.
Now, this is definitely content adjacent. We should just
wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Once again, thank you for checking us out. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Small motions for you, major for us. We greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch us just ramble on about nonsense. And we'll see you in the next one. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.
Peace.